couldn't hear audio, so I'm just like, I just cranked it down. But yeah, that one would be good. All right. Okay. Ryan, we're gonna do the national anthem.
Oh yeah, who's doing that?
I don't know.
National STOL heads back in time this weekend, surrounded by the relics of history underneath the roaring afterburners of Oceania's Super Hornets. We're in Virginia Beach at the Military Aviation Museum, home to warbirds that take off and land on this World War II style aerodrome, complete with authentic control tower. Welcome to Heritage STOL. It's the second East Coast competition in as many weeks. Watch as Matt Dorssom continues his sprint for annual points to solidify his season standings in the sport class. Meanwhile, Piperzilla roars back onto the turf, showing us just how capable the mighty Piper Cherokee can be. Even more East Coast STOL competitors are coming to play, with Lee Boyd and Dave Warren bringing Cubs to the fight. Get ready for all that with a side of Warbird. The line is painted. Let's get those engines started. National STOL's Heritage STOL starts now. And what is up, Av Geeks and STOL Freaks? Welcome to the Military Aviation Museum here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. My name is Ryan Dombrowski.
I'm Cam Walton.
And we are getting pumped to bring a day of aviation adventure to you, Cam. It's going to be, it's more than just the standard fare today. We've got some appetizers. We've got some desserts.
Ooh.
We've got some whatever's in the middle of a big 5-course meal. The third course. We've got all those things
Fourth meal
happening today here at the Military Aviation Museum in Virginia Beach, Virginia for Heritage STOL 2025. Cam, the judges are headed out to the line, and we are on just an absolutely beautiful turf runway here.
Yes, it is very well manicured by the staff here at the Military Aviation Museum, and I haven't really seen a better one this season besides the artificial turf that we had in Moses Lake.
Ooh, shots fired. I was going to say, this is maybe the best.
This is absolutely the best real grass.
Well, there's no volcanic ash on either side of it either.
Right
now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that is part of it. But so if you're following along at home, folks, 4-2 Victor Alpha on your sectional. 4-2 Victor Alpha. It's a private field. You cannot actually land here as the general public.
Nope.
The museum uses this runway. You're going to see some Warbird action later today. They use this runway for that, getting all their Warbirds into the sky, airplane rides, things like that. We also heard last night that the Navy SEALs come hang out here sometimes.
Oh, really?
The military, you got the Oceana Master Jet Base up just a little bit further north from us, so they come hang out and play. They've got permission to play, but you and I cannot just randomly land here.
No.
So it's a very special opportunity, and the other cool thing is that there's a behind the trees to our right, and if you're here in the crowd joining us at the Military Aviation Museum, I hope you get to go check it out with one of the docents. There's a World War II control tower that was moved here brick by brick.
Brick by brick.
From England.
Absolutely.
And we found out yesterday during practice that our friend Ray Powell, who's in the internet chat watching us live globally, right? He's
already
in the internet chat.
He's already chimed in.
Saying hi. He was a little like, man, can't trust you guys. Just taking everything, taking control towers. Hello to him from Berwick-upon-Tweed in the UK, and so we're really honored to have him watching. Some other folks in the chat there we want to say hi to. Hello to Veritas. Hey to Ali. Hey to the National E-STOL group. We love you guys. We'll talk to you about that a little bit later. We've got Mary in the chat, Ray, Jerry, Sean's in the chat, just all these great people. If you want to join the chat, go to Facebook, YouTube, go to nationalstol.com. You can click on a link.
Click it.
Live. Boom.
Chat with us.
That's us. And so if you're in the crowd behind us here at the Military Aviation Museum, you can actually just do that on your phone. And what's cool is you'll see some of the other camera views. You get to look at Cam and I every once in a while. But you'll also get to see some of the other views, some instant replay, particularly when we do the spot landing and the National STOL competition. That line right there, so critical. We have a camera on that line so you can actually see whether or not something hit the line, which we'll explain a little bit later why that's so important. You can see that line right there. Everything starts and ends at the line in spot landing and in National STOL.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. We're glad to have that line camera back, slowly getting pieced together after the trailer fire, doing it one piece at a time.
Phoenix.
Yes,
like
the
a
Phoenix
from the ashes. That's us.
Yes. I'm wearing some obsidian, too, so, some of that
Going
volcanic rock.
Super nerd with it right now. So today, folks, we've got kind of a unique show for you. We're going to start the day off with the spot landing contest. This is actually very similar to what you might do at your airport at home.
Mm-hmm.
Spot landing contest, less heavy on the brakes, more about just accuracy on a given point. Then later today, right after that, you're going to see the first run of the National STOL competition, part of the National STOL series. Then we're going to take a little Warburg break. We're going to go hang out with a Wildcat and see what it would be like. We're going to hear from the folks at the museum here, watch it do some short takeoff and landing, because after all, that is what a carrier approach is, takeoff and landing on a carrier. Then we got a fun thing for the kids in the crowd. We've got a paper airplane contest.
Yeah, we did that last week for the first time, and it was really awesome.
So, kids, if you're here in the crowd and you want to compete in the paper airplane contest, head over to the National STOL merch booth to get entered. We're going to do that right after the big World War II airplane flies. So go to the merch booth to get registered for the paper airplane contest. We'll see who can design and fly the best paper airplane. Found out just before this, though, that some of our pilots, competitive pilots,
yes, they're going to do
that as well. And they've already built their paper airplanes, and they're flying them in their aircraft.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. Trying to get as much lift as possible from the paper airplane passenger. And we just saw that Wildcat that's going to fly for us later on today.
Other things you need to know about, folks, today is don't forget to check out nationalstol.com/vote. That's nationalstol.com/vote. Voting closes at the end of competition today. You can vote for your favorite pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Super important. They can actually bring home some hardware. So if you've got a favorite pilot you see out here flying, I wonder if the Wildcat pilot will be part of that. It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
You could vote for the World War II aircraft. But nationalstol.com/vote is where you can do that. We're also going to be simulcast on Live Airshow TV all day today. So we've got our friends over at Live Airshow TV. That, you guessed it, bring live air shows
to your
TV.
Yeah. They were clutch during COVID. And
yeah.
I mean, just watching air shows on YouTube, it was super awesome.
And so they're actually going to be all over the country the last few months of the air show season, bringing air shows to you at home, and that's really awesome. So thanks to them for simulcasting National STOL. And then I just want to say a big thanks to everyone at the museum. Like, whoa, like what a show. What a special place that we're at right now. Keegan, Mitch, Zach. I mean, that's just those are the first three names out of like 100 names of people that have like brought this to you here in Virginia Beach and at home. And the collection, I mean, the care. We just talked about the runway, right? Like the runway is beautiful, wonderful thing that you can see the care that goes into that. Well, there's also a ton of care and feeding that goes into trying to keep a collection of aircraft. We've got Allied aircraft, we've got Axis aircraft, and they're all stored here with the intent of trying to keep them flyable.
Yeah.
They have a ME-262, like one of 3 in the world that flies. It's up at Oshkosh right now after the show up in the summer.
The big
biggest
show.
air show, I was so excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm struggling to speak. I actually got to sit in it. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Smelled like history.
Ooh.
It's a replica. There's 3 flying replicas. All the originals are too valuable to fly. They're in museums, and the Military Aviation Museum has one of the replicas and flies it.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine the amount of effort that goes into that to bring that to all of you here. You have something really special here in Virginia Beach. Last but not least, before we get started, I want to say thanks to our new sponsor, ICOM, the radio people.
Yeah.
Check them out. They've provided new radios to help our staff and volunteers communicate this weekend. Really appreciate that. You can see the bright yellow T-shirts of our people.
Yeah, they're wearing them for safety. So ICOM provided those shirts for us since we're missing some vests because of the trailer fire. So
yeah, everyone's throwing down to try to help us recover from that incident, and we love it. The aviation community is super amazing. Want to give a shout out to some folks in the audience right now. We've got some veterans and Navy sailors in the audience. Everybody, just a round of applause for them here at Virginia Beach.
I clap.
Obviously, thank you very much for your service, folks, and thank you for everything you do to make this country great. So with that, if you could all please rise and remove your hats for the national anthem. We'll get this party started. So an absolutely beautiful day here in Virginia Beach, Cam. We're going to get things started with the spot landing competition. What are you most excited about today?
Well, since we started this last weekend, we had Matt Dorssom out there. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do. Now, the last weekend, he tied with Doug Auclair, who was flying a Stinson 108-3. So we have a Stinson 108-1 who was doing very well yesterday during the spot landing competition. But, yeah, I would say I'm really excited to see what Matt Dorssom is going to do in the Yamaha Apex-powered Kitfox that you're seeing on the screen right now, named Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
I like that it's got teeth.
Yes.
Like on the nose there, the aircraft's got teeth. I think that's really important. There's a lot of cool airplanes in the hangar over there that have teeth painted on the front. And I think if I were president of the world, there'd be an executive order about putting teeth.
Yes.
Every airplane's got to have teeth.
The shark's mouth, the viper's mouth. Yes, all the teeth on showcase on the side of airplanes. I will laugh if I see a J3 Cub with teeth on it.
Well, there's a J3 in there, but it doesn't have teeth. It's called Glimpy.
Glimpy.
And it used to get launched from blimps.
Yes.
Glimpy, the Blimpy. Okay, let's get things started here for the spot landing side of National STOL here at Heritage STOL. You're going to see Dan Donahue in a 1947 Stinson 108, Andrew Findlay in a 1998 Kitfox Series 5, David Warren, Race 108, 1967 Piper P818 Super Cub, Lee Boyd in a 2019 Cub Crafters Carbon Cub, and Matt Dorssom in that 1995 Kitfox 4. So that's going to be the spot landing competition kicking off in just a few minutes. Cam, see Matt Dorssom's fired up right there.
Yeah.
What are the rules?
Yep. So for the spot landing competition, so you were mentioning the line out there, our gracious, just the line that everything revolves around, essentially. What our pilots are going to do is that they're going to take off. They're going to all enter the pattern, and then they are going to do their best to touch the line. Okay, there we go. We got the spot landing game rules right now. So pilots can make up to 2 passes. The closest to the line wins, but the pilots can touch the line. Distances are measured from the edge of the white line, so forward and aft of the line. So if I land 3 feet in front of the line, that's 3 feet. If I land on the line, that's 0. If I land 3 feet beyond the line, that's 3 feet as well.
So that's a little different than National STOL, right? In National STOL, you cannot land before the line. I think if you're watching at home or maybe you're here in the crowd, you might have a spot landing competition at your local airport. And what I've noticed as I've traveled around the country is every spot landing competition is vastly different.
Yes, pick your
Season
flavor.
to taste.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know there's some spot landing competitions where once you pull power, you can't add it back in, or you're DQ'd.
Right,
Kind of
like a power off
commercial-
180.
Commercial-esque thing, right? Like power off 180 type thing. The one that I'm actually going to be hosting at my local airport next weekend, you can scratch. You actually cannot land before the line. You have to land after it, much like a National STOL competition. But we're just measuring where you touch down.
Okay.
But you can add power. There's the other ones I've heard people say you can not add flaps or remove flaps once you add them. There's all sorts of different rules for spot landing competitions, but that's how we are doing it here in Heritage.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really exciting. It's not every competition that we have, 5 or 6 planes in the pattern, appropriately spaced out, of course, but the pacing of the spot landing is a lot faster than the traditional STOL competitions that we're used to. So, I mean, it was really exciting last week, and yesterday it was very exciting as well.
And the scores were tight yesterday in practice.
They really were. I'm super excited to figure out what we're about to see today during the spot landing competition.
Like within a foot or two of each other.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
We also had a tie. Matt Dorssom tied yesterday again for first place. So I mean, it's about to be on, like the kids like to say.
Did the kids say it's going to be on like Donkey Kong?
I almost went there and I was like, you know what?
Millennials.
The millennial
Strap
kids. Yes. Oh yeah, this will be a show for you.
So first up in the lineup, folks, you see him taxiing in front of you right now. Let's give a big round of applause for Daniel Donahue in that 1947 Stinson 108.
Yeah, Daniel's from North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. That Stinson 108 is a beautiful aircraft. You can see that nice dorsal fin, the tail. The tail is extremely distinctive for a Stinson, for all the Stinsons.
Next up, folks, give it up for Race 97, a 1998 Kitfox 5, piloted by Andrew Findlay.
The Kitfox 5 is going to be very similar in appearance to the Kitfox 4 that Matt Dorssom has, but you can see that it has an awesome paint job on it and that long leaf spring gear.
Andrew, by the way, a multi-time champion at the Reno Air Races and the Las Cruces Air Races. So
yeah.
That's really cool, too.
Very exciting.
Next up, folks, race number 67, the 1967 Piper PA-18 150 Super Cub. Give it up for Dave Warren.
Dave Warren is from Mobile, Alabama, and this is his second year in competition with National STOL. His team name is Girlfriend Number 2.
I like that. That's, I think, how a lot of partners feel about aviation. Next up, everyone, it's race 219, a 2012 Cub Crafters Carbon Cub. Give it up for Lee Boyd.
Lee is originally from Houston, now living in Appleton, Tennessee, outside of Chattanooga. He started competing at Swamp STOL last year and had a lot of fun, so now he's back with that very iridescent carbon Cub you see in front of us.
So he's part of the STOL Bandits crew.
Yeah.
But we've been trying to name his plane for him, and we've named it Iridescence.
Iridescence.
Iridescence by Lee Boyd. Next up, race 95. Look at him in the cockpit there of Mad Dog. It's a 1995 Kitfox 4. Give it up for Matt Dorssom.
Matt Dorssom is from Lancaster, Kansas. He runs heavy equipment for a living and bought a Kitfox halfway through his flight training to get his PPL, his private pilot's license. Has been having fun ever since.
So we're gearing up for the spot landing competition here at Heritage STOL. You just met all the competitive pilots. Don't forget nationalstol.com/vote. Now we're getting ready to kick things off. Stinson
On the line.
up front. Big old tail. Big old wangs.
Wangs.
Big old slats in front of it. Leading edge there. Kind of hidden on the Stinson.
Yeah.
That tail up. So we're not grading these takeoffs. It's just for entertainment. That's a nice, casual one.
Yes. Very smooth.
Andrew Findlay is getting ready to pop up into the sky. Now, talking about that aircraft, both Kitfoxes we have here today are rocking weird engines.
Yeah.
He's got a Subaru engine powering it.
Yeah. It's got a car engine in there.
The other thing that's interesting, and this maybe makes sense with a guy who's spent a lot of time at the Reno Air Races, sport class. He's flown like 70 different kinds of airplanes. His wife and his father-in-law built that airplane, but it's the Kitfox Speedster model.
Yeah.
So they chop a little bit of the wing off,
Mm-hmm.
with lack of a better way to describe it.
Yeah.
And so that's going to come into play during National STOL.
Yeah.
That's going to
Very
be
much so. But
a factor for him.
it is. It does affect your lift, having a shorter wing. And David Warren on the go in the quintessential backcountry aircraft, the Super Cub. He's not rocking his belly pod right now. So
Wanted maybe a little less weight.
maybe so.
And we hear that the belly pod actually provides aerodynamic benefit normally.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. You think you add a lot of drag. Here's Lee Boyd. He's practicing for the national side of the competition. That was very short and very graceful.
It was very graceful. I mean, like, there was no violence in that, in him raising the tail and bringing the stick back at all.
Yeah, he's a, what did we say yesterday? He's a walk softly, big stick kind of guy.
Yeah, he really is.
Matt Dorssom, Yamaha Apex, so snowmobile engine on the front of his, and he's floating off real nice and short. And the Stinson's on final, to your left. And I'm just thinking about conditions right now, Cam. We do have what looks like a nice, gentle headwind.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the windsocks are in agreement right now, and all of our flags over there on the tree line are pretty much pointing the same way.
So talk to me about what you would expect from technique now. This is the first landing of competition. This is the spot landing. We're going to do a touch and go.
Yeah.
What should we expect as they come in here, trying to be accurate?
Ooh. That had to have been really close to the line.
Wow.
I can't wait to see that number. Yeah, I think what we're looking at right now is, since we have that tree line, we've got winds that are going to affect your aircraft as soon as you get below the tree line. So you're coming around the bend, you're in the pattern, you're on base final, and then you finally arrive on final, and you're probably going to dip below that tree line. That way that you're not getting caught up in any rotors or any weird wind that's at the treetops. And it's not going to be about plopping it in. You're really just touching the grass, putting the mains on, and then just applying power and getting out of there.
That one was a little bit longer, it looked like, for Andrew Findlay.
Just
Dan
a little
Donahue's score was 19 feet from the line. And I guess we have to measure from where both mains touch, because his left main touched nearly on the line, but it takes a little bit of time to get both mains down and planted. Dave Warren in the Super Cub.
I wonder if he's pitched his prop specifically for this, since he doesn't have his belly pod. Ooh.
So that was interesting, right? He would have landed, I think, a little short of the line. National STOL side of things, you'd goose the power to get over the line, but he goosed the power just to get closer to the line, and that was real close.
See if we can get these scores in. So, all right. So,
no.
Yeah.
No.
Let's see. So right now, that was just David Warren. We're looking at a 1 foot landing on
what?
that.
1 foot from the line? Bonkers.
Yeah.
It's just the first run.
Man, all right.
I don't even know how to process. We're already doing ridiculous things.
That's the best number so far with spot landing that we've seen at National STOL in the past 2 weeks. That's the best number we've seen. Lee Boyd just gave us a 13 feet from the line.
Matt Dorssom hovering it in. Look at it, bouncing it all on the power there. Gonna plop it over there.
Yeah.
So maybe not going to be super happy with that. He gave it that burst of power. Pushed him a little bit further down. And what's fun about spot landing is like, boom, they've all gone once. Look left. Who's there? Knock, knock, Dan Donahue.
So Dan Donahue's first run was 19 feet. Andrew Findlay's first run was 24 feet. And it looks like that's going to be a little over the line. Matt Dorssom's first run, 9 feet. And Daniel Donahue with 17 feet. So he shaved off 2 feet from his last touch and go.
Andrew Findlay now low, just hovering down over the grass there.
Yeah. Speed, not a factor. All it needs to be is for him to touch that line. Or
a little bit of a bouncy bounce there. What happens with a bounce? We just measure where they touch? Or are we measuring from like where we're down and settled?
That is, that's a very good question.
Is that a race control question?
That's
Maybe
a race control question.
Can answer that for us.
If you ask me, it's wherever your mains touch. Doesn't matter.
Because then the sneaky part of me is like, well, if I'm someone like Dave Warren or Matt Dorssom with like the big old gear, I'm just like plopping it in hard.
Yeah.
Or walk into that one. That one was around 50 feet from the line.
Or do you just put one main down, roll across the line, slam the other one down, and then pull back on the stick and apply power?
I don't have the control acuity to do that in my plane.
Yeah, that would be a lot of work, but if it can be done, I feel like the guys that we're looking at right now would be some of the ones teetering on that line, figuratively and literally.
Ooh, Lee Boyd.
That
looked way shorter than where the judges are, if I'm honest. That was... I want to see a replay on that one. Holy cow.
So David Warren was at 45 feet. Lee Boyd just now, 12 feet. So he shaved off 1 foot from his first landing.
Really
Matt
Matt
Dorssom.
Dorssom touched down way before. And he's going to bounce it down. I love that someone is running down there. That is dedication.
That is absolute dedication.
So that's run 2. So who's in the lead right now? It's still Dave Warren.
Dave Warren, 1 foot from his first landing, or his first touch and go. Now Daniel Donahue in the Stinson 108-1.
Holding it off. Bloop.
Yeah.
Like how rattly that airplane is. It's just rattling around.
Yeah.
That old Franklin engine. So
that was 3 runs.
Yeah, that's the 3rd run there.
Yep.
36 for him. So his best would be his 2nd run.
Yeah. Matt Dorssom was 118 on his
ran
last
all
run.
the way down there. I love it.
Yeah.
Andrew Findlay now. Final approach.
Ooh.
Working those gear.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit over 30 feet.
Really cool to see someone who's used to going a million miles an hour at Reno come play on the slower side of things.
25 feet for Andrew Findlay.
So his best was 13 feet then on the second run. Second run looking good for a lot of people, except for this guy, Dave Warren. His first one, how can you even beat it?
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Can you get a 0?
You can get a 0, I guess.
That one wasn't a 0.
Yeah, it won't matter.
I want to put this in perspective for folks, too. To pass your private pilot practical test, you need to be able to land within 400 feet of a spot. Because it is hard.
It's hard,
It's
man.
hard to land an airplane. I just want to put that out there. Like,
yeah, because
it takes time.
it's not what you think it is. It's not like you're sitting in the cockpit, you're looking at your spot, and you're like, cool, I'm going to land there. The airplane's going to touch down there. And it's like, usually what happens is you find your aiming point, and then you float for about 200 feet before you touch down. So if you're trying to touch in a specific spot, you're looking 200 feet ahead of where you really want to touch down.
400 feet, I mean, and we've got someone who landed with
one foot. Yeah, that's just bonkers.
So Lee Boyd is going to be recovered. And then last but not least, to round out the spot landing side of things, it's going to be Matt Dorssom. Holding it off. Ooh! Close!
Oh.
It doesn't look like it was a foot, but that might move the podium around.
Yeah.
We will see how that wraps up. Folks, if you're getting excited about National STOL, make sure to check us out on the rest of the circuit this year. We're going to be next up in Oklahoma STOL, Patriot Air Park, Pensacola. I got called out for pronouncing it wrong when I was in there. Pensacola, Oklahoma, September 19th and 20th. Music City STOL in Gallatin, Tennessee, October 10th and 11th. Lone Star STOL and the National Finals presented by American Legend Aircraft. That is going to be in Sulphur Springs, Texas, October 30th through November 1st. So check out that schedule. You can learn more at nationalstol.com. Don't forget also before, well, I guess after now, the competition today, you can head back into the museum and check out the museum's full collection, make plans to do that. And as we get these airplanes lined up and ready to go for the next bit of things, STOL, it's also a great time to go visit that merch booth. So we are going to take a short break. Actually, let's check out, Cam, last night we had kind of a cool experience in the museum.
A night tour.
Secret, it was like night at the museum.
Yeah.
So let's learn a little bit about what our pilots did after practice yesterday, and we'll be back with more STOL action after this.
Welcome to the 2024 Heritage STOL program, hosted by the Military Aviation Museum, Virginia Beach, which is the #2 attraction, according to TripAdvisor, of over 160 things to do. We are because this is a living history museum. Most of the vehicles and airplanes that you'll see throughout your walking around the museum still work. Most of our planes still fly, not all of them, but most of them. And since the museum first opened the first week of May in 2008, we have brought so many wonderful guests and children here. We like to turn the kids on to history. We even do summer camps for them on a variety of topics. This building is, when people come in, we have them self-guide around. There are all sorts of airplanes in each of the hangars on either end, and upstairs in the museum, wow, there's a lot more stuff up there. We have an Enigma machine that the Germans used in World War II to encode their ciphers. And we have several of our volunteers, oh my gosh, they've been working for over 2 years restoring an original Link pilot trainer from World War II. So there's just absolutely so much here for guests to see. In addition to the main building here, there are 3 additional buildings on the property. 2 of them were actually in World War II. Wow. We have a hangar the Germans put up at the Cottbus Airfield in 1934. They used it to support a flight school and the expansion of the Luftwaffe. By the end of the war, they were building Focke-Wulf fighters at that airfield because the Americans and Brits had bombed most of the factories and industrial areas. When we took that building down, pretty exciting, we found bullet holes from Soviet tanks in one of the beams. They overran that airfield on the way to Berlin in 1945. And we also found graffiti from a concentration camp slave laborer forced to work in that building. The second original building, I think, is a gem of the museum. We have the control tower from the very first airfield in England that the British turned over to the Americans 7 months after Pearl Harbor. It was such a big deal that General Eisenhower actually flew up from London to attend the ceremony and shake hands with Air Marshal Portal on the transfer. So just very, very neat stuff. We brought that building over basically brick by brick, and it's full of antiques and so forth. It's just absolutely incredible. Best preserved one probably in the world. And the third building we have down there is a hangar. It's a reproduction of a British aero shed from 1918. It's full of all of our World War I airplanes, and we generally do guided tours to those three buildings so people can get a better historical perspective on what we have down here. The museum has so much to offer. Once you start going around, you'll see why we're number 2 on TripAdvisor, but thank you very much for coming today.
Special thanks to our annual sponsors: Legend Aircraft, Clemens Insurance, Behringer Aero, Sarasota Avionics, Lift Aviation USA, Flying Eyes Optics, Red Tag Art, Legendary Aviation Coffee Company, iFly EFB by Adventure Pilot, ICOM Radios, Tundra Tailwheel, Fly Orca.
And we are back, folks, at Heritage STOL at Virginia Beach, Virginia, at the Military Aviation Museum. We just concluded the spot landing competition, and we're about to go over some scores real quick. I think there's going to be a little surprise here for us. So, starting off with third place with a score of 9 feet, Lee Boyd. Give it up for Lee, everyone. It is not easy to spot land by any means. And in second place with a score of 2 feet, Matt Dorssom, our winner from last week's spot landing competition. And in first place with the craziest score we've seen in the past 2 weeks for spot landing, a score of 1 foot,
way to go.
Mr. David Warren. Speedster, tell us what the secret is with
luck. All about luck.
So I noticed that you took off the belly pod. Did you also do any more like secret aerodynamic things to the airplane?
I lightened it up by about 40 pounds.
That'll do it. 40 pounds is a lot.
That's a lot.
All right.
It's ready to go now.
Yes, sir. So that is your spot landing competition winners. And I'm going to bring it back over to Ryan in the booth, who will give us his lovely voice and bestow his presence upon us.
I cannot believe that we had a 1 foot score in spot landing. I don't know if I've ever seen that in my life. We've done a lot of spot landing competitions. I would go around and hang out by lines on runways. That's kind of my thing. So congratulations to the competitors for the spot landing competition. Now we're going to switch gears. We're going to turn that up to 11 because it goes up to 11. Anyway, so we're gonna get excited now for the National STOL, the first heat of National STOL that we're gonna do here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. This is basically taking that format and turning it up to 11. Like I said, let's learn a little bit now about how we exactly do that.
Takeoff and landing competitions are simple. We have the pilots here competing in separate classes to get the lowest score possible. As you see behind me, we have the start-finish line, so let's start with the takeoff.
This runway is marked with a start-finish line, and as a competitor parks their main gear on the line, They apply power and position their aircraft to get off the ground as soon as possible. Once their main gear leaves the ground, a line judge will mark their takeoff score using the measuring line along the side. This score will be added to the pilot's landing score on this heat. The landing is in two parts. It's either over the line and counted, or if the pilot's main gear touches down before the line, or even touches the line, this heat score is scratched and results on a landing disqualification, and the pilot will have to rely on another takeoff and landing score to get them on the podium. A quick look at our aircraft shows we have two types of landing gear, tricycle and tail draggers. On the tail dragger aircraft, the score is marked from the two main wheels toward the front of the airplane. And for tricycle landing gear, the score is marked by the two main gear in the rear of the aircraft. It's a fierce competition out here, but at the end of the day, it's all about building better and safer pilots in the skies. It's a great day for STOL competitions. Let's get it started.
So that's how it works. The way that we talk about it, Cam, you and I don't know if you've ever landed a sandbar.
Yeah.
But we talk about it like landing on a sandbar. You're going to go into the back. You have landed on a sandbar.
I have not. So I have ridden to land in a sandbar.
Okay, that's more than me.
But yes.
Why are none of these cool super STOL pilots that we have never taken me to a sandbar? I'm a little hurt by it.
I'm a little hurt too because I did get that time, but it wasn't with National STOL. It was just playing on the sandbar with friends.
It still counts. So imagine you're taking Cam. Imagine I'm taking Cam to go fly fishing, because that's the thing that we both are very passionate about is fly fishing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, super. But imagine we're going fly fishing on a sandbar. We're going to go land on that sandbar.
Yep.
If you land short, you get wet.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Nope.
If you go off the back end of the sandbar, guess what happens? You get wet.
Oh.
So you got to get down and stop. That's basically what we're simulating here in National STOL. That's I'm stealing the Corey Robin competitive analogy. But
it works. It is absolutely the truth. And you can. Airplanes don't like to get wet for sure. All right. So our lineup.
Some airplanes like to get wet.
Some airplanes do.
There's one in there. There's a Stearman on floats. There
is, and an N3N as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
All right. So our lineup for the STOL competition is number 65, Jeff Abrams from Ocala, Florida, in the 1965 Piper Cherokee. Number 89, Daniel Donahue in the 47 Stinson 108-1 from North Carolina. Number 97, Andrew Findlay in the 98 Kitfox 5 from Maple, North Carolina. Number 108, David Warren in the 67 Piper PA-18 Super Cup from Mobile, Alabama. 219 race number, Lee Boyd in the 2019 Cup Crafters Carbon Cub.
Say that 7 times
fast. I know, right? From Appleton, Tennessee. And then number 95, Matt Dorssom in the 95 Kitfox 4 from Lancaster, Kansas.
So same lineup you saw during the spot landing competition, but we've added Piperzilla at the front. That's Jeff Abrams at the controls. We're going to learn a little bit more about him in a second. While we get ready to go, we want to say thanks to our friends at Legendary Aviation Coffee Company.
Ooh.
Legendary Aviation Coffee Company is where aviation passion flirts shamelessly with the seduction of coffee roasting. A premier air-roasted small batch, small origin, specialty grade, direct trade with a promise of never bitter, always better, bougie coffee. Join this caffeinated joyride and let's elevate your coffee experience to new altitudes, because life's too short for bitter dumpster fire brews. Use coupon code STOL10, STOL10 for 10% off your order. Again, that's Legendary Aviation Coffee Company. They've been keeping us caffeinated all season long. Maybe I had a little too much of that this morning.
Caffeinated and rejuvenated.
Vibrating.
Yes. The frequencies are high.
Yeah. Let's kick this thing off, shall we? Folks, Right up front there, race number 65. It's Piperzilla, 1965 Piper Cherokee 180. Give it up for Jeff Abrams.
Yeah. Jeff Abrams is credited with 657 young eagles being flown. So that's,
Whoa.
yes, young aviators and potential aviators. Been flying for 60-plus years with over 26,500 hours, and he holds an airline transport pilot certificate.
Dude's flown a lot of things, a lot of hours.
Yeah. He lives in a really cool air park, too.
Next up, a 1947 Stinson 108, race number 89. Give it up again for Dan Donahue.
Dan Donahue first competed with National STOL as a rookie at Music City STOL 2 years ago. Now he's back for more action in the Stinson 108-1.
Hope we see him at Music City in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
A month? A little over a month away.
Yep. Just a little over a month.
Fun to watch him fly that airplane again.
Mm-hmm.
It's the return of the 1998 Kitfox 5. It's race number 97. Let's hear it again for Andrew Findlay.
Andrew grew up flying in Idaho and has been racing in Reno for the last 12 years in sport class. Now flying a Kitfox affectionately named Kelly Kapowski, built by his father-in-law and wife Jackie.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too.
I'm so excited.
Man, not every day you're flying an airplane built by your wife and father-in-law.
Right? You gotta hope you have a good relationship with that father-in-law. Ooh, doggy.
That is 100% true.
So that's gonna be our first heat of the STOL competition. And then we'll kick it off with the rest of them that you might recognize from the spot landing competition.
So yeah, as we get geared up for this first heat.
Geared up?
I mean, not with that airplane, but the gear will be coming up. Just want to remind you that this airplane is not a STOL performing airplane. It's not the first thing you're thinking of when you're like, you know what? I just got my PPL and all my friends like bar hopping, like sandbar hopping.
Sandbar hopping, let's be clear.
Yeah.
It's a family show.
Yes. So, I mean, what am I going to do this in? And the first thing you think of is not going to be a Cherokee 180 by any means. But Jeff is about to fly the wheel pants off this airplane.
Well done. Here he is, full throttle now, heading down the runway for the first takeoff in the touring class. Ooh, clean pull.
Yeah, man.
That was decisive.
That was amazing. And you're going to see an airplane that we're thinking is going to have very similar performance, but you won't expect it as well a little bit later on today. Next up, Dan Donahue in the Stinson 108-1.
So this airplane, actually, two things about it. One, it's got like the Franklin engine. They don't make those anymore.
Yeah.
Hold it on the front. It's got slats built into the leading edge, which is really unique for an aircraft of that era. Ooh, flaps coming down, and he's kind of popping off. So when you see those flaps come down, folks, what happens? The flaps are the inboard control surface. They add lift and drag to the airplane. But in this environment, takeoff environment, you can actually just pop them. If you've got manual control of them, you can just pull on that lever real hard, and they'll pop down, and they'll actually create a little burst of lift to get your wheels off the ground. That's going to reduce all that ground physical drag, and then you're going to get to build up to flying speed. So here's Andrew Findlay. His airplane does not have flaps. He's got flaperons. It's a combined control surface.
Yes, as opposed to flapper-offs.
Hey! Oh, we are on fire today, Cam. Well, so if you look at the back end there, that great shot of the Kitfox, it's known for flapper-ons. And that's the aileron. So the ailerons on a traditional airplane are the control surfaces on the outside of the wing, like furthest away from the cockpit, and they control the roll.
Yes.
And so what the Kitfox does is it combines those two together, the flaps and the ailerons into one control surface. It means you got a lot of flap to work with.
Yeah.
You also have a lot of aileron control as you get slower. Here's Jeff Abrams.
Chopping the throttle.
Touched down around 50 feet from the line.
Yeah, yeah. He's going to get his stopped just a little bit over 300 feet, looks like.
Notice that his approach was very stable.
Yeah. He's got those, he's got a Johnson bar in there. He's got manual flaps, not electric flaps, something we've seen in some of our other touring class aircraft that have competed before with us.
Dan Donahue on the left, just rolling out of that base to final turn. Settling down below the tree line. That area where he is right now, yesterday during practice, Matt Dorssom said that section of the traffic pattern is, and I quote, rowdy.
Yeah. That Stinson looking fantastic on approach.
This is just a good proficiency skill here.
Yeah.
So that was a
Ooh.
big burst of power. I think he felt like he was going to lose it before the line.
Yeah.
He cannot land before the line in this competition.
Right.
Added a lot of power, got a lot of altitude from that.
Mm-hmm.
Whoopsie daisies.
Oops.
Now I've got to ease it back down with throttle.
Yeah.
And he just gave up a whole ton of distance. So not going to be super pleased with that. Andrew Findlay now down and to your left. He's through the rowdy section. The bumpies.
Mm-hmm.
And this skill here is what I was talking about. This is something that I, for instance, am not super comfortable with in my airplane yet. Just getting down low and just a few feet off the ground.
Tickling the grass, if you will.
So that was well down and planted by
Yeah.
Andrew Findlay. He also gave up about 75 feet or so before touching the ground.
I tell you what you notice about looking at Piperzilla is that plane is well kept after. I mean, it is unmistakably clean for him flying it from Florida, the home of every bug on the continent, essentially. And you can't tell that he left that area at all. It's very, very clean.
Do you think he makes his students clean it? He's a CFI, right? So he
Yeah, and
he's like, hey, if you want to ride with me to the competition and get some flight training in before and after, you got to make this thing
You got to
shine.
spit shine it. So.
Oh, spit shine with a toothbrush.
Yeah, so we can ask Brian, his student that he brought with him, that we met at Swamp STOL earlier this year. We can see if Brian's putting in any extra elbow grease on the outside of the airplane as well as the inside. And here we go, Jeff Abrams on the go in Piperzilla. Does he have a passenger? Does he have
I think
autopilot?
he's got autopilot. Ha! Yuck, yuck,
Yuck. Snarf, snarf. Yeah. All right.
So we've got a little bit of wind on the nose. We're
Yeah.
feeling it come through the broadcast tent right now.
Mm-hmm. Nice and cool.
All of our scores are over 700 feet combined. I'm expecting those to come down.
Dan Donahue bringing the tail of the Stinson up. That was very smooth. I mean, like, I couldn't tell from my vantage point, but it looked like the mains came off the ground before the tail wheel touched.
Andrew Findlay, sport class Reno pilot turned STOL pilot.
Yeah.
Rocking the Saved by the Bell airplane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice and smooth on that takeoff. You can see the judges out there pointing to the last blade of grass that the mains touched.
Which is, I mean, there's a lot of grass out there.
There is a lot of grass out there.
It's hard to tell what specific blade of grass.
Yeah.
So So Piperzilla, flown by Jeff Abrams, is going to come around the bend here. His takeoff, big improvement from 350 feet. Now think about it this way. Most people need a 3,000-foot runway to feel comfortable in general aviation in a plane like this. So he took off in 350 feet his first run. Now he's down to 332. So the big next place for improvement is the braking action and accuracy. And we saw an improvement on where he touched down.
Yep.
And he's compressing that nose wheel like no one's business.
No, and just, helping manicure the grass. Yeah, he's absolutely commanding that aircraft. Something that you really don't expect to see out in the backcountry at all. Daniel Donahue, low and to your left. So we're seeing an exhibition of slow flight right now. I mean, like they're getting geared up, or really geared down, to touch, and they're doing this on the very edge of performance. Ooh.
So it dropped out on him there.
Yeah. But he's doing the right thing, and he's stopping. So no matter what, and this goes for all the pilots watching right now, like all of our prior and current STOL competitors, always stop. It doesn't matter if you scratch. It doesn't matter if you land 100 feet ahead of the line. Like, this isn't a real sandbar in that sense. But always stop, because you are in the running for the most consistent award at that point.
So a scratch for Dan Donahue is going to keep him in third place overall. Here's Andrew Findlay, currently in first, giving up almost 75 feet after the line there.
Yeah.
His best takeoff was 327 on that first run. Second run was a bit longer by 30 feet. That's a cool shot. Full disc action there.
Some full prop disc action for all of our aviation cinematographers and photographers, as a very hard feat to accomplish with photography. You're shooting like.
So right now, Andrew Findlay's up in first now with a combined score of 713 from his first run. Second place, Jeff Abrams and Piperzilla, 765. Dan Donahue in the Stinson. Whoa.
Stinson.
Whoa. What happened? Maybe I need a little drink of water there. Dan Donahue with 853 in third place. So Jeff Abrams going to taxi up to the line again.
And we're going to throw to Brennan and Matt Dorssom in the pits.
All right, thanks, guys. We are here with Matt Dorssom. Matt, talk to us a little bit about these conditions. We got the trees overhead. It's got to be doing something with the wind out there for you guys.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky. The wind's mainly out of the south, and right after takeoff, there's a little cut in the trees, and it really grabs you and rocks your wings pretty good. And then you get up above it, it's not too bad. But down here, when you're coming in final, you drop down below the trees, and it's pretty rowdy down there. It rocks you pretty hard.
Oh, yeah, definitely can see you guys rocking and bopping. Back to you guys in the booth. Thanks, Matt.
And thank you, Brennan and Matt, for that interview in the pits with Matt Dorssom.
Dan Donahue spooling up the horsies.
Unleashing the full stable.
He's got that timing down pretty good. Maybe pulling just a hair
early. I mean, just a little bit. And we can say that because, yeah, as soon as you're pulling back on the stick, if the tail wheel comes back down, especially for a tail wheel aircraft, if that wheel comes back down and the mains don't leave the ground, then it's just a hair early. Or we won't say a hair early, it's just early. So Andrew Findlay on the go, bringing that tail of the Kitfox, powered by a Subaru engine.
Kelly Kapowski.
Yes, the name of the aircraft. Saved by the Bell reference.
It's all right. Because I'm Saved by the Bell.
Yes. Yes. The song.
I don't know if we can sing it because we'll probably do such a good job that it will
Get copyrighted?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we'll get a copyright strike. So instead of doing that, let's check out Jeff Abrams now in that Piper Cherokee. The humble and mighty. Most people that train in this, I think, have a love-hate relationship with that airplane.
I would say so. I mean, like,
It's certainly capable.
I got.
I don't like climbing through.
Oh, man, that's so annoying. Yeah.
Is that like a first world problem or what? Like, the door is on the passenger side. You have to, like, climb over the passenger seat into the pilot seat. And that's, like, triggering for me.
I mean, yeah, as a klutzy, like, student pilot, like you've got your flight bag and you got your headset and you got your knee board,
probably unfolded or folded wrong.
Got your iPad in the hand and your cell phone and maybe a GoPro, and you're like scooting in and hobbling
and
it.
The instructor gets in, and then they you left the chocks in, and the instructors saw it and got in anyway to see, wait for you to realize it. You have the whole plane fired up. And then you're trying to taxi, and it won't move, and you're freaking out because it couldn't just be the chocks. It's probably something's super broken, and the instructor finally starts laughing at you, and then they got to get out, and you got to climb back out, get off the wing, pull the chocks, and then you're like, I'll just go home. That never happened to me. Nice landing, actually, by Dan Donahue in that Stinson. That was real sweet. He got pretty close to the line on that one.
Yeah.
And no scratch, right? He scratched the second run, and getting a nice one there was good. So he's been pretty consistent on his takeoffs. You were talking about the most consistent award earlier. The scratch is going to remove him from that unless everyone else scratches. So every takeoff for him was between 350 and 370 feet. And his landings shorter each time, down to 276. Ooh. Andrew Findlay with a scratch. Just not enough go juice right there at the end, but still quite accurate.
He didn't have his goji boost this morning, his smoothie.
There are delicious smoothies here.
Yes, absolutely.
Folks, go, while you're here hanging out, go check out the pizza vendor there and then the smoothie vendor right next to him in that other food truck. Delicious.
Delicioso.
Thank you for them making a delicious smoothie for me. Give a wave to our competitors as they taxi by, and right now we're going to see where things stand. Dan Donahue still in first with a combined score of 626, down from 853. What an improvement there.
Yeah.
Andrew Findlay now in second with 713 from his first run, and Jeff Abrams now down into third with 765. So we're going to gear up for another heat of National STOL's STOL competition here at the Heritage STOL competition at the Military Aviation Museum in just a minute. But first, here's kind of a cool thing. We're not too far from a very historic site.
Yes.
In United States and aviation history. And last year when we were here, our pilots went on a little adventure.
A bunch of us came in early. We were like, hey, let's go down to Kitty Hawk. Mr. Bill, Brandon, JB, and me, and Ed. We cruised down the coast, dude, at 120, 500 foot right at the minimums and waving at everyone. It was so cool. We landed at Kitty Hawk, which is, the first flight. Landed there, went around, got to see the Wright brothers plane, the field that they landed it in. And, man, it was an experience. I never thought I'd ever see that place. And it's cool to come out and do this stuff. We went from there down to the beach. We landed, walked out to the beach, sat there talking to all the people that were fishing, man. They're laughing, having a good time. We came right over their cars, landing, hung out for a little bit, put our feet in the water, and then got back up and headed up here. And it was a good time, man. This is what it's about. The competition's fun, but it's more fun to take everyone out and go Beachland, go to a couple different places, and just experience the other side of it, not just competition. And it's like a big brotherhood, and a big family. And I'm lucky to be a part of it.
Connect with pilots worldwide. Watch your flights unfold with accurate range, scenery, altitude, ground speed, time, and flight path. Improving your wind situational awareness by reviewing your flight path with wind data. Invite friends to join you. Debriefing with peers is a blast. Balance striving with fun. Never wasting a chance to win bragging rights. Or continue to improve by connecting with pilots and instructors who inspire you. Just at the record.
And we are back. We've got David Warren here, our champion from the spot landing competition with a 1-foot landing. Great job on that. Can you walk us through a little bit why spot landing is so important in aviation?
Oh, to win trophies at these events. No, spot landing is critical because a lot of backcountry airstrips are one way in, one way out. And you need to be able to land at that designated spot every time, because if you got 300 feet and you float down the runway, you just dropped your landing area, and when you can't go around, you tear an airplane up. So being able to land on a specific spot every time is critical. Saves your life.
All right. Well, you heard it here, guys. Back to you guys in the booth, Ryan and Cam.
Thanks so much for that little dose of information, and we are gearing up for another heat of the STOL competition. Cam, we've got conditions, honestly, today are kind of like they were yesterday. It's hot. It's kind of, for lack of a better term, the wind is stagnant.
Yeah.
Not my favorite.
No, not the plane's favorite either.
Not the plane's favorite. Yeah, you want a little wind on the nose. Looks like we got a little bit of a light crosswind from behind us, kind of coming this way, from our backs this way. So from the pilot's right, this is me just doing formations, airplane noises on camera. So now it's moved a little bit more headwindy over there.
Yeah.
And so that's what they're dealing with. Again, we're basically at sea level.
Yeah, essentially.
But it's hot and humid. Planes don't like that. And no wind. Planes don't like that either. So a plane will perform better the colder it is and the lower it is.
Yes. Yeah, Matt Dorssom was actually talking about how well his airplane was performing in the mornings. You know, just going out, and he wanted to go see the beach, see where the ocean was. And
head east, young man.
Yeah, very short flight. He was probably gone 10 minutes, came back and was like, cool, I saw it. It was awesome.
There it is. So while the pilots gear up for the next heat, one of the things we want to do is thank our friends over at Behringer Aero. Behringer Aero has been manufacturing wheels and brakes in the same spirit of quality and performance for 30 years. Since 2002, Behringer Aero makes wheels and brakes for a wide range of aircraft, from the ultralight airplanes all the way up to what I would call like the big boy, big girl GA planes, right? The Pilatus PC-6, the Vision Jet, the Diamond DA-42. Those things are just bolt-on conversions.
Yeah.
You get those red wheels, those red brake calipers, covered 9 international patents. Wow, a lot of big brains over there at Behringer.
Yeah, a lot.
They've been helping us out a lot this season, and we appreciate their support. We also want to talk about our friends at Lift Aviation. Their love for flying drives them to deliver only the finest in aviation products to market. They believe today's pilots deserve much more than what is currently offered in the way of products they wear in the cockpit. Lift Aviation is actually bridging the gap, making products that are stronger and lighter. That's a big deal in airplanes. You gotta pay for every pound.
That's, yeah, seriously.
I keep telling myself that as I look at this pizza right here. There's stronger and lighter products, particularly their helmets. So Lift Aviation actually provides a couple helmets every season for our rookies to wear in case they don't have one. We want to make sure everyone's safe in the cockpit. We're doing something that is honestly not too different than what you do in normal operations, but it is a competition, so safety's top of mind, and they provide the helmets for those pilots to wear. And also helmets as prizes at the end of the season, if I'm not mistaken. So really appreciate their help with that.
Definitely. They are some very good-looking, safe products. There's not a lot of things that offer you safety or help you in, like, the form of medicine, right? Medicine works if it tastes bad. Like, in this case, the medicine works, but it doesn't taste bad.
It looks good. Yeah. The helmets look dope. I want one just to wear in my 172, like in the traffic pattern.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I could get out and people are like, what are you doing?
Carbon fiber, bro.
And I'm like, man, I look awesome.
Heck yeah, you look like a Power Ranger.
Like a Power Ranger. There we go. Saved by the Bell and Power Rangers. It's a full-on nostalgia hour here with me and Cam in the booth. Next up, we want to talk about our friends at Flying Eyes. So this is a thing. We could do a little modeling right now.
Yeah, we can.
Flying Eyes Optics. They're another supporter of National STOL. You can actually get a discount. Let me just get that discount code for you right away. It's National STOL, all spelled out. National STOL is going to save you 10% on your sunglasses, or in my case, prescription sunglasses. I don't know if we can get on camera here, but what's great about these Flying Eyes sunglasses is that you see here how like it goes right under the headset and it doesn't break the seal, right? So if you've got noise canceling headsets, normally especially like chunky glasses like are very in vogue right now. Like they break the seal and it's quite uncomfortable. You get a lot of noise through there. So that's it. The other cool thing is you've got just the standard sunglasses there.
Yeah. And I'm just bending away on the temples.
Bending away at them, but check this out. Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, it feels so cool. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I kind of threw it and it worked a little bit.
Yeah,
so that is also the other cool thing for me. Customer support is insane.
Yeah, they've replaced all of our production's sunglasses and even my prescription glasses after I lost them in that trailer fire that we had. Like, Brad and Lauren Davis helped us out with that, and they're pretty much neighbors of mine. They live about an hour or so north of me in out of Little Rock. So I'm very happy to have them on board, very happy to be partnered with Flying Eyes.
So Jeff Abrams now taxiing out to the line. He's actually going to head out for the day. So based on where he lives and where we are, he's concerned about a little bit of weather in the way to be able to get home in time for what he's got going on next. So let's all just give the old National STOL wave to Jeff Abrams as he departs our competition. We're so honored that he would come out and hang with us. We don't get to see Piper Zilla and Jeff Abrams on the circuit all that often, especially this season. We've been on the West Coast a fair amount.
Yep.
It's a long trip, so it's really great to see him. They're going to give a big wave to Jeff Abrams. See you later.
Jeff Abrams and his pilots, and his student pilot Brian with him. Brian also a football player.
Blue skies and tailwinds. Is that what we're supposed to say?
Yes, sir.
Tailwinds, buddy. It's going to be down in the ground effect there and just start to climb out over the trees that are off in the distance. good to go. I want to say hi to a couple folks in the chat, too.
Let's go.
Kind of a funny thing. I don't mean to put anyone on blast, but the chat is worried about someone that fell in the background of our camera shot. So, MP Troll saying the guy in the background tripped. So the internet chat, the worldwide internet chat, is just hoping you're okay. We're not trying to put you on blast or embarrass you. Hoping you're okay there in the background. Jeff Abrams going to be entering a little traffic pattern action to say goodbye. Other folks to say hi to.
Wes Campbell.
Yeah, Wes Campbell. Oh, man, I can't stand climbing into my personal airplane. First world problems. 100%. I hope you heard the sarcasm in our voices. Other people to say hi to there. Angela Douglas from Rocky Mountain STOL is in the chat.
Burstix is in the chat as well, my co-host for the STOL competitions. Actually, I'm his co-host. He is number 1. I am number 2.
And here comes Jeff Abrams. Maybe we'll get a wing wag out of him as he flies overhead. Yep, as if on cue. Thanks for that, Jeff.
With no adverse yaw at all, just flawless execution from that wing wag.
That's how pilots say hello from the sky. Check SS form in the chat calling it the Stola key. Piper Stola key.
Okay, Stola
I like
key.
That.
Yeah.
It's got a good ring to it. So he's going to head off into the distance there. He's going to probably steer clear of Fentress, where the Navy's been doing all sorts of Navy things, and Hornets yesterday in particular. I guess maybe it's the weekend. They're all taking a day off.
Yeah. C2s as well. The Greyhounds are not going to be around for very much longer, but we saw the smoke trails in the distance yesterday. Yeah, I mean, I just love how much of a STOL presence we have in the chat.
Yeah, you're getting some shout out there. MP Troll Cam, you're our number 1 for STOL. While we hang out here, this is actually I want to do one reminder, and then I want you to tell us about STOL, because both relate to ways that kids can get involved and adults can get involved in aviation. But one, if you're a kid here or an adult here at Heritage STOL in Virginia Beach, we want you to go to the merch booth and design a paper airplane that you think will win, that will fly the furthest. So go to the merch booth and build that paper airplane. We're going to have a paper airplane competition here in just a little bit. We've got another heat of STOL to do. Then we're going to see a Warbird doing some STOL action, and then after that, we're going to move into the paper airplane competition. So hop into that. That's one way you can just get started. Get that passion lit today. Just do a little fun thing with your kids if you're here in the crowd. Part 2, though, STOL. This is a great way to get involved in STOL flying if you're passionate about it, but maybe you don't have the resources or the time yet to commit to flight training. You want to just see if it's what it's like. You can get involved in STOL, which is Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, we do it in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Essentially, what you're seeing right now in real life, the IRL competition will happen in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 next weekend. It won't be Heritage STOL. Usually, it's the live competition followed in a week by the STOL competition. But this go around is going to be for Appalachian Mountain STOL.
Okay.
Because Appalachian was last weekend, and this competition was rescheduled from May, I think.
Yeah, it was early in the season. There was some weather that punted it.
Yeah, so we had to fit it in where we could, and we did. So next weekend, you can get into, first off, what you want to do is go to nationalstol.com/chat.
Check that out.
Get into the Discord.
Discord's
You'll find,
so fun.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely fun. You'll find Austin. You'll find me, Wes Campbell, Katrina, all of us. A lot of people who are in the chat right now, even National STOL, our beloved ADK, working, putting in the work with the production team right now. You'll find us. We'll get you steered in the right direction, and then you'll do exactly what we're doing here. You have the qualifying the day before, and then you get to fly from the comfort of your own home.
Yeah, air conditioning.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want,
You don't have to. You can just blast hot air on you and pretend that your engine is just like your cabin heat is just on fire, essentially. But yeah, you can do whatever you want within reason,
Yeah, I mean, there's classes, there are competitive classes that you file into, and I will say this, I'm like what I would call like an average general aviation pilot. I think my skills are probably about average. I'm pretty okay. I think I'm pretty safe. I'm a stickler about a checklist, but fired up Microsoft Flight Simulator at Sodbusters.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to enter the STOL competition in Sodbusters because I've learned to fly there.
Yeah,
I'm very
yeah.
familiar with the airport. I was like, this will be really easy. It's amazing. It looks just like it does in real life. They've gone over with a drone and done photogrammetry of everything, so it literally looks exactly like it does. And then they even put in, like, the old broadcast trailer was there. I think I'm sitting there, like, as a character.
Yeah.
It's literally, like, the whole thing is, like, mapped out. And then I was like, this is going to be easy.
Yeah.
No, sir.
No.
Like, it took some time.
It is.
It took some time to get really good at it, and I had a couple good ones, but I was like, man, I'm gonna have to legit like practice. And that's what's great about it. That's what aviation's all about, is like building your proficiency in something. Check out the Wildcat there, Cam.
Oh yeah, they are taking the 3 people that we were told during the tours last night. It takes 3 people to unfold those wings from the Wildcat out there. It's not an automatic process. So we're seeing that happen right now, and then we'll see that bird airborne here very shortly.
I'm so pumped about that.
Oh, my goodness,
that was
the sound of round.
Highlight of my year last year was watching the Wildcat do that, and we really appreciate the museum, donating that aircraft to do a couple passes and burn some dinosaurs and show us what it was like back in World War II a little bit.
Yeah. Very cool.
Another way you guys can get involved in aviation, maybe you're thinking about starting that aviation journey, which I would encourage everyone to do. It's more affordable than you think, if that's the hurdle. I think cost is usually the hurdle for folks.
Yes.
Just to put it in perspective for you, I pay about the same. I used to be able to say I paid less, but my aircraft had some things that broke on it. So we had to charge a little more, and gas has gone up a fair amount in the last couple of years, avgas in particular.
Yep.
I used to pay less than my family's cell phone bill for my airplane. Now I pay about the same. And the way I do that is I have a flying club that I'm part of. 14 of us share an airplane.
Yeah.
We share the cost 14 ways. Makes it very affordable. And it's not cheap, but doing some math. I'm going to get a little dad on everybody for a second. Compared it to my neighbor's Corvette that she bought.
Okay.
Airplane's cheaper.
Airplane's cheaper.
Compared it to my friend that has a Starbucks addiction. About the same.
Yeah.
So if she decided to make coffee at home, maybe she wanted to get some Legendary Aviation Coffee Company coffee and do that at home and shift the treat yourself vibe, right? Shift it from the Starbies or the Dutch. I don't even know what they have here in Virginia.
I saw some Dunkins.
Dunkin'. You could do maybe don't get the donut and the coffee and slide it. They're never going to be a sponsor of National Store now. Slide those resources over to flight training. That can be a sizable impact. So it's just about thinking creatively about what you want and how to get what you want.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, there's people who have boats. I mean, your airplane money was your boat money.
Yeah. I'm really into cameras.
Yeah, we're really into cameras.
Yeah, you are too. Yeah. Sorry, sitting next to Cam Walton Images. Cameras are you spend a lot of money on cameras. That's airplane money, right? That could be. So anyway.
Really is.
Get started, get out there. But once you do, you're going to need a community of people. And I hope you consider Cam and I part of your community. I'm going to say, I don't want to offer this for you. You can decide. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram. Say, hey, I want to get started. How do I get started? I'll give you some tips. Just shoot me a DM. I can't answer it right now. I'm busy.
Yes.
Slide into my DMs, as the kids say, but not that way. And I'll help you figure out how you can get started, give you some tips on how you can get started flying. We can be part of your community. National STOL can be part of your community. But the other thing I wanted to mention is our friends at Fly Orca.
Yes.
That app, Orca, you saw the commercial earlier in the broadcast. They're an app that's purely created to help you achieve your aviation goals. You can connect with the community. You can discover training opportunities. You can share your flying, and you can track your improvements. Right? You can use it to track how good you are at certain aspects of flying. Do all that alongside your community. Use it to find instructors. It's all about keeping your aviation fire burning real strong, because it's not the easiest thing to do. It's going to be hard. If it was easy, anyone could do it, but I believe you can do it.
Yes, I believe you can do it as well.
So check out Fly Orca. They're a great way to keep that passion going. And just if you're thinking about doing this, like, it is literally, like, getting my pilot certificate has changed my life. Like, I never thought that, like, I'd be sitting next to Cam announcing STOL for years now.
Yeah.
And like adventuring across the country. And it's all because I looked up and saw J3 Cub once and was like, that would be cool. The story's a little more detailed than that, but that's the summary.
I mean, yeah. I love how J3 is, like, involved in a lot of pilots' stories. They see one, you know, like in a magazine or flying or whatever. I think I saw my first J3 in the old, I can't remember the name of the company, but they used to have the, if you liked airplanes, you got a whole bunch of magazines in the 90s, and one of them would be like the model magazines, the mahogany handmade airplanes, and like that was the first time I saw a J3 and was like, everybody likes that. Everybody likes that airplane. Why?
It's funny, you're being really kind to the J3 Cub today, but yesterday you were coming out strong against it as someone who owns an Aranca Champ. So
yes, as not only
fair
an
weather
Aranca
friend
champ,
to the J3 Cubs, this Cam Walton.
Yes, I also own a Taylor Craft as well, and you know that relationship between Piper and Taylor got a little dicey, as we found out.
Wow, pick a team, Cam.
Team Tail Dragger.
Team Tail Dragger.
Go touch grass.
I love it. There's nothing like taking off on a grass runway, though, especially one as nice as this.
Yes.
So remember, here are the rules of STOL. Takeoffs and landings are measured and added together to come up with the shortest distance. It's kind of like airplane golf. If you touch that white line at all, the run is a scratch, and the entire run does not count. You can watch the complete rules. Watch the rules? Read the rules. You can read the complete rules at nationalstol.com. There's classes that the aircraft are separated into occasionally, depending on performance and weight. And now it's time for the second heat here at Heritage STOL.
All right.
First up, in a 1967 Piper P-18 Super Cub. Give it up for race number 67, Dave Warren.
Dave Warren just won our spot landing competition today. He's also in his second year of competing with National STOL in that beautiful 1967 Super Cub.
40 pounds lighter since yesterday.
Yes.
The plane, not the man. Next up, race number 219. It's a 2012 Cub Crafters Carbon Cub. Give it up again for our friend Lee Boyd.
Lee Boyd is originally from Houston, Texas. He had so much fun competing with us last year at Swamp STOL that he had to come back for more, and he is a staple on the circuit as he's been to many competitions in that iridescent Carbon Cub with the P-51 on the side with the shark mouth.
Yeah. Love that plane. So beautiful. Iridescence.
Iridescence.
Next up, race number 95. It's a 1995 Kitfox 4. Everyone give it up for Matt Dorssom.
Matt Dorssom is from Lancaster, Kansas. He runs heavy equipment for a living and bought a Kitfox halfway through his flight training and has been having fun ever since in that aircraft.
This is the furthest east he's ever flown.
Yeah.
That puts perspective on the, I just had to take off and quick see the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it was only a 10-minute flight. We're very close, but
yeah,
I mean, he got his fill of seeing the Atlantic Ocean. And on the go, David Warren pulling the stick back and launching the Super Cub into the air.
That was really nice.
That was nar for sure.
Totes my goats. Here comes Lee Boyd. As he gets ready to power the plane up, folks, again, don't forget to go check out the merch booth to build that paper airplane, and you can soar like Lee Boyd is soaring right now. Left main came off a little more readily than the right.
Mm-hmm.
He got it straightened out, though. So after the big World War II airplane flies, then you will be able to compete with your paper airplane. So now is a great time to head to the merch booth and build that thing.
Build that thing.
Fold it. Do some science on it.
Ooh. Kitfox 4 just...
nil wind.
I mean, it just wants to be airborne, even with nil wind.
Race Control just sent us a message. He said, we're pretty sure that this is actually the furthest east Matt Dorssom has ever been in his life.
Yeah.
From the central part of the United States.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to do it and head east. Go east, young man.
Yes, sir. We're very glad to have you here.
So awesome.
In
See
Mad
the
Dog.
entire country with National STOL. I mean, think about it. We're here. We're on the Atlantic side.
Mm-hmm. We've had 2 stops on the Pacific side. Now we're at our second stop on the Atlantic side.
And we've been down by the Gulf.
Yep.
And we've been in Wisconsin. We've been in St. Joe,
Yep.
Missouri, right in the middle.
Pony Express.
Yeah, I mean, we've been everywhere, man.
Mm-hmm.
What a year. I mean, still a few more to go. Okay, here comes the Super Cub. Lee and Matt got to watch out for this guy.
Yeah, really do. David Warren is
graceful. Probably didn't need that burst of power after he touched down there.
Yeah.
Going to add a little bit of footage. He's not even going to stop.
Not even going to stop.
That's a bummer. I would have stopped.
Yes.
You got to stop.
We should always stop.
Most consistent is a thing, and he just waved that opportunity off with that. So that's a bummer. But he did give up about 70. I could see why he's not, like, pleased with it, but that was still, like, we talked before about how you have to land within 400 feet of a thing to get your private pilot's license. He was still well better than that. Lee Boyd, stall warning horn, wearing away, burst of power to keep him over the line. Is it good? Good for Lee Boyd! Yes!
Wow. That was
expertly done.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's see that replay. See those mains cross the line.
Ooh.
Is there some
frame by frame? Are we going to have some heartbreak here?
Oh!
No! Scratch for Lee Boyd after the judges review the instant replay.
Scratch.
Oh, that hurts me. So close. He was about 2 inches too short.
Man.
The line gives and takes. Here's Matt Dorssom now.
A little high, but going to lawn dart it in.
Getting the heavy on the brakes there. You saw the nose kind of come down a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Let up on the brakes. That's going to be a nice score for him as the first entree into this course.
Speaking of lawn darts, I saw Dan in the chat on Facebook yesterday after the broadcast. I wonder if he's watching
Lawn
from the
dart Dan.
Yukon. Yes.
Cam is talking about as if on cue. Did you see that? You didn't plan that?
I didn't plan that at all.
It's literally the last message on the social. Dan Reynolds, one of our unlimited class competitors, is right there. Hi, Ryan and Cam. Good to be watching you guys from my hangar in Dawson, getting ready to load my plane and drive it back south for Arklahoma.
We'll see you there.
Oh, it's going to be cool to see him there in Arklahoma. I see him back on the circuit after a little time off for the winter. Get some things to or summer. Time off for the summer. Get some things to tend to. Work things to tend to. Now he's back in action. Super Cub. Full stable. Ooh. That, we talk about, like, when do you pull the best.
Oh, yeah, and he's
Super
battling
clean.
the wind right now, too.
He's out for victory and glory.
Yeah.
Check out what Lee Boyd's doing.
He's got his nose into the wind.
Yep. So, Cam, talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah, so he's put his nose, so we've got like a crosswind kind of happening right now. So putting his nose into the wind to gain as much airspeed and lift.
Just over 80-foot takeoff for Lee Boyd.
I'm hoping the judges were ready for that because I wasn't. So I'm very glad I'm not on the line right now. But yeah, he's got his nose canted into the wind in order to take advantage of as much lift as he possibly can get with that wind over the wings. Matt Dorssom on the go in Mad Dog.
Ooh, there's a little bit of wind coming through.
Yeah,
I think Matt was like,
I think he was
hungry
waiting
to grab some.
Yeah. So a lot of our competitors will be given the green light to go, but they're gonna wait just a little bit so they can catch a gust and lift off as soon as they possibly can. So it's a mind game as well. It's not just, hey man, green flag means go.
Some pretty impressive takeoffs here.
Very much so.
Lee Boyd was 79 feet. Matt Dorssom, that one came in at 127.
And folks, just a reminder that after we have this awesome Wildcat Warbird action, we still have 2 more heats of STOL competition. So once the Wildcat is landed and recovered, please stick around because there is more STOL flying to be had.
Big deck angle there, the nose coming way up. Lot of energy pushed down into the ground. Now heavy on the brakes, modulating, stopped. Nice.
Yeah. I like that little burst of power to get him right over the line. Kind of sound a little snorty.
Dave Warren's currently in second place. Lee Boyd still not on the board due to the scratch that he had on the first run. Here he comes now, settling down into ground effect. He's just above the ground there, getting a little extra lift.
Yeah.
Little invisible pillow.
Ooh.
Burst of power to keep it flying.
Yes.
He got over the line. He needed to get over the line on that one. Like, that is too good of a takeoff to throw away. Kind of a bucket Bronco thing here. Look at how close the tail wheel came. It can touch, but yeah.
Yeah, the wind is playing games out there with Lee Boyd.
Yeah, for sure. So what Cam's talking about is, like, you feel now there's almost no wind on us here in Virginia Beach, but there was wind just a second ago. When that wind drops out, you lose wind over the wings, you lose lift. And that's what Lee was fighting there. Matt Dorssom, really good over the line, but they're calling it a scratch.
Oh!
I don't know.
What? Let's look at the replay.
Oh, sure.
Man.
No, I stand corrected.
That's
Basically landed right on the line.
Steel-eyed Sean out there calling the calls.
So a bit of a shuffle in the podium right now. We've had Matt Dorssom on top, Lee Boyd now back on top. Dave Warren hanging out in third, and then 4th through 6th, that first heat, kind of hanging out there. We got one more run of this heat, and then it's going to be time for some Warbird action.
Man, yeah, so I hope you're writing down and taking mental notes of Piper Zilla's performance, because I think that Wildcat is going to do some very similar performance.
Dave Warren mowing the lawn. That guy, I mean, something about just a flying old Super Cub.
Yeah.
Couldn't ask for anything more. Now it's time for Iridescence by Lee Boy. It's like a perfume commercial. The airplane was a perfume.
Yes.
Beautiful airplane, beautiful flying.
Ooh, you
a
have
little
gas.
early. Still off short, but not as short as the last run.
Yes.
Matt Dorssom. Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
Notice the end numbers between Andrew Findlay and Matt Dorssom. Matt Dorssom's is 9-5 Romeo Foxtrot, and Andrew's is 9-7 Romeo Foxtrot. It just seems just like a random thing that happened.
Yeah.
I wonder if he held just like a half second later, if he could get off shorter.
Yeah. This might be some insider info. So we've been doing, like, at my local airport, trying to figure out how to get off the ground quicker in aircraft that don't have flaps and stupendously crazy horse-powered engines. And he might be lifting the wing up and pulling the stick back as opposed to just pulling the stick back, because we've kind of found out that when you do that, when you lift up the wing just a hair on the side that the wind's coming from, you will get airborne just a smidge earlier. Yes, some secrets being told right now from the STOL whisperers in the booth.
Cam Walton, the STOL Whisperer. As our Cub flown by Dave Warren comes in, watch that wind coming up over the trees ever so slightly. It is from the left now, right? They've got a crosswind from the left. They're going to get a little burbly action.
Ooh.
Well short of the line that time.
Disappointment for the spot landing winner from today.
Can't win them all.
Can't win them all, but can you catch them all?
Maybe on Sky Cards. Sarasota Avionics, by the way, has been a long-term partner of National STOL. They're your authorized Garmin dealer and the #1 aircraft avionics installing dealer in the nation for panel mount GPS avionics systems. They've got upfront pricing, superior service, and expert consultants. They're your one-stop shop for your next avionics upgrade. Whoa! Not enough power in the world for that one. The wind just dropping out. And here's the thing. Like, we are in a light and variable, or maybe beyond that, like a little bit of gusty. I wonder what the METAR would say if they had one here.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is it's all hitting that tree line and then coming over the top of it and down onto their aircraft. And now we've got a tailwind. And now we've got a crosswind. This is what it did yesterday. It was very sporty. Tailwind.
Ooh, everybody's scratching.
Dropped out. It just dropped out from him. Right as I said tailwind, the wind shifted there, and he just lost it. It's completely shifted to a light but consequential tailwind. Kind of want to watch that on replay. I was watching the windsock.
Yeah, the wind is in your favor, and sometimes it's absolutely not.
Yeah, watch Matt Dorssom here. It just stops flying.
Yeah.
And he's only got a couple feet to drop, but he was not. I'm guessing that one we will talk to Matt Dorssom about afterwards today. And he'll be like, that one surprised me. Like, the wind was there, and then it wasn't. So that's going to complete the second heat of the STOL competition here at Heritage STOL. While we get ready for some Warbird action, a couple things I want to make sure you do. One is go grab yourself some pizza or a smoothie at those food trucks over there. Those folks doing a real great job of keeping us all hydrated and fed. I also want to thank our friends over at iFly EFB. So iFly EFB is the complete EFB app for Android, iOS, and Windows that has all the advanced features pilots want in the most intuitive flight planning and navigation solution on the market. The iFly EFB team brings together the perfect balance of technology and real-world flight experience. And man, that triple threat on the OSs.
Yes, man. It's unmatched.
I only use Windows for video games.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know I could.
You could take a
Surface
Surface tablet.
I could be using iFly EFB on my gaming machine.
Mm-hmm. Or you
so,
could.
Cam, there's that Wildcat. And I think in about 14 minutes, we're going to see that thing do its thing. You see someone standing by there with the fire bottle, and I see a pilot in the cockpit getting ready to go. So I think the Military Aviation Museum is going to be putting on a show for us in just a few minutes. Kids, if you want to be part of the paper airplane competition, it's kind of your last shot to go build that paper airplane. So go to the National STOL merch tent and build your paper airplane to be part of our paper airplane competition. We're going to take a little break right now. Cam, Warriors with Wings.
Yes, Ryan Melendez's charitable organization.
It's such a great thing. It's a way for us all to get involved, to help inspire a generation of children with cancer. And let's learn a little bit more now about what Ryan Melendez is doing with Warriors with Wings.
Montgomery Tower, Warrior Flight 1, holding short of 2 right for a straight up departure. Warrior Flight 1, we have the first ones out. You excited?
Yeah.
So now we're just waiting for the tower to release us for takeoff.
Okay.
My name is Dylan Cavender. I'm 17 years old.
I'm Kai Matavolo and I'm 14.
My name is Meyer Turchin. I'm 14. I was diagnosed with leukemia, AML.
I was 5 when I was diagnosed with leukemia.
I was diagnosed with leukemia.
My name is Ryan Melendez, and I'm the founder of Warriors with Wings. When I was 17 years old, I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia.
So when Ryan took me for the first time, I thought it was just gonna be like chill, like we're just gonna fly, like nothing crazy, but it turned out to be something way crazier and so much fun.
Flying's sick, so I got to fly most of the way back until we got close to the runway. Eventually, I'd definitely be interested in getting a pilot's license or something like that. Maybe not for like a job, but just to have for fun. You just see everything. It's sick because everything's so small, but like you're only at we were at like 1,400 about like max, so you can still see everything because when you're in an airliner or stuff, you're really high up, you can't see much.
All right, do it yourself. Pull back. Pull back, pull back. Hard, 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 hard. Keep pulling. Push forward hard. Whee! Pretty good.
He was super excited to come and be a part of this wonderful day. I was having a blast being out here flying today. I don't think he ever really thought about flying or what that meant before. I think like the closest he came to really being in like a small plane or helicopter was on his Make-A-Wish trip, and he fell asleep in the helicopter.
Everyone's gonna get their first logbook. So there you go. And then we're gonna fill out all the airplanes you flew and we'll get you signed off since we're all CFIs. So, and then we'll get you guys all t-shirts once we get some of those made. They'll sign you off for the airplanes they flew you in. You need to get your pilot's license, 40 hours of flight instruction, or 40 hours of flight time total. Some of that has to be with us, and then at some point you guys, once we feel like you can fly the airplane yourself, we set you free and you go off and do some hours by yourself.
It's just that easy.
It's just that easy.
Couple more days like this, you go fly an airplane
Yeah.
by yourself, you're good to go.
You're almost there.
All right, perfect. I'll steal the pen.
And folks, you are seeing nothing but raw horsepower right now. Naval horsepower. All the naval ponies.
Seahorses?
Seahorses. There we go.
All the seahorses. You know, I don't know much about this aircraft, but I do know someone who does.
Ooh.
Joined in the booth right now with Keegan from the Military Aviation Museum. You're kind of a big deal around here. It says director on your shirt.
I don't know if that makes me a big deal, but I've been other places where they turn the microphone on when they ask that question. But
Yeah.
no harm, no foul. I guess
It's a professional show here,
Yes,
Keegan.
it's quite the production.
It's been a real treat, Ryan, to get to see you twice this year up at AirVenture on the ramp in front of the Messerschmitt 262. And
That's true, yeah.
The Sky Raider, and now back here in Virginia Beach. So welcome back, and thanks, guys, for bringing a great STOL show to us here in Virginia Beach. And I don't know about the being a big deal thing, but I do want to take a minute and acknowledge that there's 239 volunteers and about 30 staff here at the museum that back up everything that we do throughout the course of the year, and it just wouldn't be possible to do those things without those volunteers and employees. So we really appreciate everything that they do to help us keep this important military aviation history alive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, last night we had our very special tour with Flash. Flash being a prior F4 and F-14 Tomcat driver. And just being able to walk through all of those hangars and see just all the pieces of history just sitting in there, just some of them with oil pans beneath them, which signify that they actually do fly.
You guys are like working them, like for real. It's like a real thing.
Yeah, so it's a fairly common thing that we encounter that people aren't really sure what to believe about whether or not original World War II airplanes can still fly, and these ones most definitely do. There's about 30 airplanes in the collection that make up the core of the kind of flying original World War II aircraft. We still have lots of projects actively in restoration, so we continue to find new ones. Most recently, we've been working on an SPD Dauntless. Most recently, no, I guess not.
You're saying most recently you've been working on a SBD Dauntless.
Yeah, it's a way for restoration right now.
Here, I'm going to give you this while we sort out these technical problems. You can throw this on your head.
Yeah, we've got an SPD Dauntless that we've been working on for a couple of years now, and that airplane was actually recovered off the bottom of Lake Michigan. So pretty special aircraft, special piece of U.S. Navy history. A lot of people don't know that we actually trained our pilots on the Great Lakes to keep the training aircraft carriers safe from the threat of German U-boats.
Okay, yeah, that's super awesome. Man, there's just, I don't even know where to begin. You've also got the Zero we talked about last year.
Yeah, it's just about done. It lacks about 4 hours of flight time on its Phase 1 flight test program. So
Okay.
We're expecting that probably towards the end of this week, slightly delayed from an anticipated August arrival. But hopefully towards the end of this week, that airplane will be on its way home here to the East Coast.
Oh, man, I cannot wait. It's literally like I'm just boiling up with anticipation to see that gold Zero.
Yeah, well, we have actually one of the Zero's chief adversaries out there on the runway right now. Piloting our FM2 Wildcat is our pilot, Mark Gooch Ganucci. He is a Southwest Airlines captain by day and Warbird pilot on the weekends. Gooch himself is a naval aviator as well, so for him, getting to fly these original World War II Navy-era aircraft is a really special treat.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going to get them taxied up on the line.
Yeah, for those of you that were here last year, you might remember that Mike Spalding made quite an impression with the Wildcat. Gooch is a little newer at flying the Wildcat, so he probably won't be putting it through quite as many paces as Mike was.
Yeah, yeah, it was really cool. Last year, we took off from the Wildcat took off from the line, and I mean, he did not scratch the line when he came in. I mean, I'm going to call it good all day when Mike landed, and it was one of the most impressive things we had seen all season.
Well, you know, we've got a couple STOL performance airplanes in the collection. We've got a Fiesler Storch.
Yes.
We've got a Cub, obviously, and an L5, the Stinson L5, the kind of purpose-built American short takeoff and landing aircraft from World War II.
Absolutely.
But people forget that the Navy airplanes are very capable at short takeoff and landing. Now, you know, I'm sure there's someone in the comments out there saying landing short because they catch a wire, and that is true, but takeoff during World War II was generally not catapult assisted.
Yeah.
So they would just turn the carrier into the wind, and the aircraft would run up, much like this one is doing right now, move into the takeoff slot, and take off just under the power of the aircraft and the wind over deck alone.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you know how many horses are under the cowling on that aircraft?
Yeah, it's about 1,350. This is an FM2, so it has the larger engine. So considerably more than some of the other aircraft here today.
Okay, yeah, 1,350.
And what we're getting from Gooch right now is a run-up just to make sure that the airplane's ready to go fly today.
Okay.
You know, these airplanes used to fly on a daily basis off of aircraft carriers. Now they fly a few times a month here at the museum, generally on Saturday afternoons. So there's a lot of prep that goes into making sure the airplanes are ready to go fly.
Absolutely.
Looks like he's headed up to the line.
Yeah, looks like Sean is getting Gooch all set up, giving him the proper marshalling signals as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm really expecting no further than 400 feet on the takeoff, honestly. Like last year, I think wind conditions were a little different, but I've been gearing up the crowd because I think we're going to see like very similar performance to the Cherokee 180.
And again, it is a case of lack of wind over deck. You know, if you had the 28 knots from the forward movement of the ship and the ocean breeze, you'd get even more lift over those stubby little wings.
Here we go, the introduction of power of 1,350 horses. That's such an awesome sound.
So one thing to watch out for is newer pilots in the Wildcat sometimes fall victim to something called the Wildcat wobble, which is them hand cranking the landing gear up. There's a crank they have to turn about 32 times to retract the landing gear manually, and doing that while you're climbing out holding the airplane steady is actually quite tough. So some of the newer pilots, the airplane would wobble a little bit. So it's something they were on the lookout for during World War II. Something we still look out for today while we're training new pilots.
Heck yeah.
So that's one of the things that we need to watch out for is when I get in there.
The Wildcat wobble.
No Wildcat wobble.
No Wildcat wobble.
All right, got it.
Yes.
Taking notes.
Now, Gooch is going to gain some altitude and bring the airplane back around for some overhead maneuvers here to give everyone a little bit of a show here today.
Yeah, you can hear it coming. Almost at midfield on cue.
Hot.
And earlier model Wildcats were the U.S. Navy's frontline fighter at the start of World War II. Those airplanes featured a less powerful engine. The aircraft continued in production throughout the war with improvements like that enhanced engine being added to the aircraft because they continue to be useful, especially on small flight deck aircraft carriers. Again, that ability to take off without a catapult assist from a very short deck meant that they were very useful in supporting landing operations in the Pacific. So you had your big, fleet carriers out there traveling around with Hellcats and Corsairs and things like that on board, but you did also have a second class of Jeep carriers, smaller aircraft carriers that supported fleet operations.
And from behind in midfield.
And those escort carriers were classified as CVEs. The crew joked around that stood for combustible, vulnerable, and expendable.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just nerding. Like, it's so exciting.
Yeah, it's maneuverable. It's fast. So with what we're seeing right now, the Zero's, one of the Zero's most major adversaries, you wouldn't want to get stuck in a dogfight, 101 mano-a-mano, like with the Zero, right? We were doing the Thatcher weave.
Right. So early in the war, the Wildcats were at a significant disadvantage against the Zeros. It had a lot to do with the level of experience of the Japanese naval aviators.
Okay.
But pretty quickly, American pilots were able to develop tactics to kind of overcome some of the maneuverability advantages that the Japanese had. So the Thatch weave involved you and your wingman sort of scissoring back and forth, trying to pull the enemy airplane on your tail into the gun sights of your wingman.
Okay.
So that was one way that they would overcome the kind of maneuverability advantage that the Zero had.
Okay.
One thing that American airplanes had in spades was survivability. They're built really tough. So Grumman earns the nickname the Grumman Iron Works because of its products during World War II. They were also deadly. The original Wildcats had 650 caliber machine guns in the wings, and if you could pull the fragile Japanese fighters into the field of fire of another Wildcat, the chances of the Japanese pilot surviving the engagement were very limited. Whereas an American pilot the aircraft could take hits from the Japanese guns and continue to fly, bring the pilot home safely, or give him a fighting chance of being recovered somewhere by the fleet. This particular airplane had a reduced number of guns in the wings. The FM2 only had 4 50 caliber guns. That was actually based on a request from the air group attached to the USS Enterprise that they wanted to have Wildcats that had more ammunition. And so in order to accommodate that in the wings, they had to delete one gun to expand the ammunition carrying space.
Okay. Yeah. It's very awesome. And the ammunition would be carried in the wings, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, interestingly, this airplane does feature Grumman's patented stow wing design, so it folds up nicely for storage in the hangar here at the museum.
Yes.
It doesn't, however, have the big hydraulic mechanism that was common to the larger aircraft to fold the wings. These are done by hand, so after he lands, museum volunteers will go and fold his wings up for him before they put the airplane away.
That's very awesome. When I see the Wildcat, it makes me think of the Avenger. The Avenger just looks like an elongated Wildcat to me.
Well, that's the sort of Grumman pedigree coming through, right? Even the Hellcat looks like a slightly enlarged and modified Wildcat. They really are from the sort of same family of designs, purpose-built to operate from the U.S. Navy's aircraft carriers.
Okay.
This particular one was actually built by General Motors, the same General Motors that might have built your truck or your car that you drove here today.
Yep.
Because as Grumman needed to move on to those more advanced designs throughout the war, in order for production of these aircraft to continue, it had to be passed off to other companies that would take up the task of building those airplanes. So General Motors plants in New Jersey would come to build both this Wildcat and the Avenger that we have here. Rather than being a TBF Avenger, it's a TBM Avenger.
Yeah.
M standing for General Motors.
Okay. Yeah, I always wondered what the difference was because you see them labeled as both. And it seems interchangeable, but it's not
If you get into the real aviation nerd discussion, what you'll find is that people can tell from photos based on the placement of things like the cowl flaps and all that as to who exactly built them. You can tell by the size of the tail on the FM2 that it is in fact an FM2 and not an F4F.
Okay.
This is why I like coming to this museum, is because every time, Keegan, every time we hang out, I'm learning little factoids like that. That is a brand new one for me. I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's
Hang
almost.
on, I'm just trying to get the Wildcat on Sky Cards.
Is that a thing? Is it on?
It doesn't appear to be, although it does have ADS-B. It just might not be high enough right now to be detected.
Gotcha.
Let's see. I'm going to load it up as well. So Sky Cards we're all nerding out here about the Wildcat, but like that's the other thing we've been doing all weekend because we're in a new place, and I don't see it.
I do see a T6 Texan.
There's a
though.
T6 off in the distance. Look at that one.
Yeah.
That's not you guys, though.
No.
So, Keegan, talk to me a little bit about why this is important, right? So, like, there's a ton of resources, people power, man hours. You know, we went on the tour last night. We got to see the impressive collection. We got to see a lot of it up at Oshkosh this year. The 262 is an example of something that just a lot of time and resources were put into. Like, why do it?
I think that's a really good question. I think it's part of fulfilling a commitment that we made as a society to the generation that fought the war, that we wouldn't forget the lessons that can be taught from that period in time. So the greatest generation, you know, came together and fought for the freedom of the entire planet to ward off the Nazis and the Japanese Empire. And as we lose the members of that actual generation at an accelerated rate, it's opportunities like this where we can all gather around and share some of that history and share some of those stories that help make sure that our modern generations, you know, still heed the lessons of that period. So I think that's why our museum exists, is to give people an opportunity to see and really hear, you know, from that time period. So this airplane does tell stories of its own. It does need us to help talk for it. As I say that, it's about to drown us out with the sound of engine noise, which is poetic.
Yes.
Gear down.
Flaps down. Very nice low approach.
Now, one thing that isn't down is the tail hook, which interestingly on the Wildcat, on the FM2 version, it does extend from in a stinger position at the very end of the tail. It kind of passes back out and then drops down.
Okay.
So if he was making his carrier landing, he'd have been headed for the arrestor wires on the ship. And although, you know, everyone kind of aims for the 3-wire nowadays, back then they had as many as 12 wires across the fan tail of the ship that the pilots would aim to catch with their aircraft.
So it was just wires, please.
Yeah. Depending on the size of the ship, it was kind of like as many wires as you could reasonably get. So give yourself as many chances as you can of landing. Because, you know, landing at that time under combat conditions, you didn't know what kind of shape the airplane was going to be in when it came back. It might be full of holes. So you just wanted to give yourself a fighting chance of getting your pilots back and alive.
And not a lot of practice doing that. Only a handful of years, really, right? Because you've got the first ever Navy plane in one of these hangars over here, a replica of it.
Oh, yeah, there's a replica of the Curtiss Pusher that sort of gave birth to the idea here in the U.S. that airplanes could take off and land from ships.
So the time between those two things is remarkably short, I think, is what I'm getting at. Like, we had not been landing on carriers very long when this aircraft was landing on carriers.
You might be surprised to learn just about the first thing that was figured out, though, was how to stop the airplane from, like, rolling off the end of the ship. It was kind of like a top priority. So, the day that the Curtiss Pusher took off from the ship here in Hampton Roads and kind of set the Navy off on this path of finding a way to operate aircraft off of ships. It actually flew and landed on the Willoughby Spit, kind of on a sandy beach. But some months later, they would do the opposite demonstration out in San Francisco, where they would actually land on a cruiser. And what they did was the wires were rigged up to sandbags. So the landing gear would catch the wires, drag a bunch of sandbags across, and that would eventually slow it down once it sort of collected enough sandbags.
Yeah. We improved it.
We did, but functionally it works the same way. The big steam pistons and everything kind of slow the aircraft down as it catches the wire. So, lots of improvements have been made to that system until today, but it is fundamentally still about catching a wire on the back of the ship.
Just a little more stuff underneath now. Than before.
Well, much heavier airplanes, too. So towards the end of the war, the massive number of aircraft carriers operating together and the increasing weight of airplanes will mean that catapult-assisted launches become more common because you can't always turn the carrier directly into the wind when there's 7 other aircraft carriers maneuvering around you If you're trapped in the sort of tight confines of a landing area, say in, Leyte Gulf or something, you might not have space to maneuver. And so that's really where the catapult launch assist comes in, is we've got these heavy airplanes full of ordnance that we want to be able to launch, and we don't want to be, subject to having to maneuver the ship in a certain way. So we introduce catapults, and that becomes kind of the backbone of how airplanes are launched. The big achievement that will follow the war is the creation of the angled deck that allows for launch and recovery at the same time. So one of the big limitations of carrier operations during World War II is the limitations of time. You just can't launch and recover airplanes at the same time, and it's going to take you about 40 minutes to an hour to spot your airplanes on a ship. Now, in that time, they're going to move 90 airplanes onto the flight deck, which is incredible. But, this is what plagued the Japanese at Midway, was they simply couldn't find the time to get their airplanes into the right position where they needed to be, to refuel them and all that kind of stuff.
Coming in from the left now. Little bounce, and I guess we would call that a scratch. I don't know if we were aiming for the line or not.
You can tell him if you want to.
So what's the next big thing for the Military Aviation Museum? It feels like last year we were talking to you about the 262, getting the 262 to Oshkosh. It was there. It was amazing. You let me sit in it. I don't know why. It was awesome. What's on the, I don't want to diminish that by saying okay, good, check mark, what's next? But what are the next few years looking like in terms of the work and the outreach that you're doing?
So the airplanes are great, but one of the huge areas of growth for the museum right now is in participation and attendance, people coming out to see the airplanes, engaging with them. We doubled the number of young people who participated in our education offerings here at the museum this past year. So we're now at about 3,500 kids coming out here on field trips. We've got a great educator here at the museum who just completed 8 straight weeks of a really successful summer camp with over 120 kids participating.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
So for us, it's not just about getting these incredible airplanes flying. It's also the sort of deeper part of that mission of giving young people an opportunity to engage with them. So that's been a huge area of growth and success for us, so we expect that will continue. We're still working on the Dauntless, as we were talking about earlier. The Zero will be coming home hopefully in time for our Warbirds Over the Beach air show, which is the first weekend in October. So that hopefully will be its grand public debut for everyone to get a chance to come see that incredible airplane fly. Fly with the Wildcat, fly with the Corsair, as we would all hope and probably enjoy seeing.
Just want to interrupt real quick and say, everyone, give a big wave and I don't think he could hear you cheer, but how about that amazing display we just watched there? Nice helmet, too.
Nice helmet, yeah.
The pilots all wear distinctive helmets, so you can pick them out in the different photos of the airplanes. You can kind of recognize who's who.
That's awesome.
But we do have some other big stuff in the works, in particular big airplanes. So I can't really say much more than that at this point, but in a couple weeks there'll be news, and it's good news.
Can you give us is it bigger than a Wildcat?
Yes.
Is it smaller than a B-29?
Yes.
Okay, see, you
narrowed it down.
We're honing it in a little bit. Okay. Keegan, thank you so much for honestly for everything. This weekend's been really amazing. The hospitality that you said hundreds, right? There's hundreds of people involved in this organization. You've offered us for a second year in a row. The willingness to throw a warbird into the air for the crowd today and show us that up close and personal. Obviously part of the mission, but we appreciate it nonetheless. It's been real great. This is one of my favorite places to be. I told people that I was talking to back home in Milwaukee, they're like, "Where are you headed this weekend?" I was like, "I'm heading to a magical place." And it feels that way. There's not a lot of places like this doing the work that you're doing in the United States, and certainly the ones that are not maybe flying to the level that you guys are. They're not. You can see stuff in museums a lot. It's different to be able to see them flying in the air and all that stuff.
Not only that, but this is a place that was created specifically for this. So yeah, you can see them fly. You can go to an air show, and they're going to take off half a mile away on a paved runway way out there. But getting the chance to come here and see them kind of on grass, just a few hundred feet away, is I think really special. So I do want to thank you guys for coming back, and thank all the competitors for making the trip out here. I know we've got some folks from the Midwest who had to fly their STOL airplanes out across the mountains and everything. And I know there's about a 200-mile stretch where everyone goes, wow, there really just are no airports out here if you had an emergency. So, and thank you to all the guests for coming out here, because it's buying admission tickets and supporting events like this one that do allow us to do all the things that we do. It takes about 100 hours of maintenance for every hour of flight time to keep airplanes in the air 80 years after they were designed to have ended their service life.
Yeah.
So thank you all for kind of helping us shed a light on this important piece of history.
That's actually the other question I was going to ask you is, how can people continue to support the work you're doing here at the Military Aviation Museum?
So our favorite way is for you to come out to visit the museum. Yes, you can make a donation online, but we love it even better when you come out, become a member, come out, support one of the air show events. We just finished up our rescheduled flying proms, because much like this event, our flying prom show got rescheduled by the local weather phenomena. But that's a great event where we fly the airplanes at sunset alongside a symphony performance, and then wrap it up with a fireworks demonstration that has become legendary. But if you've missed that this year, it'll be around again in June next year. But coming up again, the first weekend in October is Warbirds Over the Beach. That's our biggest air show of the year. We have visiting aircraft coming in, but we also work to fly every single airplane in the collection that's able to fly over the course of those 2 days. So that is a really, really special time to be here and just see the sky darkened with the wings of World War II airplanes.
And it's interesting in context of the history of the area, too, right? You've got Oceana just up the road, so to speak. There's a whole exhibit inside about the local area and the Navy base and things like that. But, like, in the context of what people are used to seeing here, we're seeing Super Hornets, mostly, we've noticed this weekend. Mm-hmm. To change it up and say, hey, this is where this all started.
So one of the things that's particularly special about this Wildcat is it was here at the end of World War II. It was stationed at the Pungo Naval Auxiliary Field just up the road here. So if you drove here today, you passed by one solitary stoplight on the way out here, and that was in Pungo. And it is just next to the airfield where that airplane was stationed in 1945. So it was used extensively for training. Particularly training composite groups that operated off those smaller aircraft carriers. They would take TBM Avengers and FM2 Wildcats to sea with them. So really a special local connection, even in a lot of the airplanes in the collection. So if, our PBY Catalina was stationed at the Naval Air Station in Norfolk for a while. So even as we go out and recover these airplanes and seek to tell a national story, we do also try to find opportunities to kind of connect them back here to our local community, and really understand how Hampton Roads helped to win World War II. Large number of the aircraft carriers that are iconic, that are famous from that period, were built right here, and this is still the community where the U.S. Navy's aircraft carriers are built.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
pretty
dope.
Cool. There's just like there's like a different, I don't want to say it's like a gravity or like gravitas to like being around here. Like we've been now to the museum 2 years in a row. I've also been lucky enough to be part of the team that brings the Oceana show. And there's just a certain difference here. I can't put my finger on it. It's just like something about all that history here.
Yeah.
And I'm worried. I'm dancing around it because I'm realizing I'm inadvertently saying that there's nothing cool in Wisconsin, but there is. There's a lot of
That's
cool
not
stuff.
true. You have an Airbnb that's a World War II submarine.
That's true. We have that. We also have a lot of history in aviation. We have Billy Mitchell, Richard Bong. Like we got a lot of World War II history too, more Air Force side than Navy side. So anyway, I got to tread carefully. The internet comments are going to get me.
Yeah, it's a bold move for someone who moonlights doing some show work at Oshkosh to say there's nothing interesting in Wisconsin. But I think you might.
Yeah, that's also the other thing I was hinting at. Yep, as someone who works with EA for a week out of the year doing stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, foot in mouth. What, Keegan? Thank you for that.
You're more than welcome.
I want to go to the chat here real quick and just point out just some folks. Ira Walker saying, love to connect with other museums. Our local museum is undergoing a generational transition, is rebuilding our organization. So I think there's a little bit of inspiration happening there.
I feel like we're all constantly doing that because the nature of the world around us changes so much that museums have to do a lot to stay relevant and to keep the history that they care for kind of in the discussion. I also see one that says that was a DQ, so it sounds like Gooch got disqualified when that bounce over the finish line.
Mike agrees with me that it was a scratch, so that's I at least have one other person to support me here. Mike Hardig saying the landing gear on that looks so small and dainty.
I would encourage you,
from afar, maybe.
Yeah, so this is one of the things that's great about having the airplane here, and our museum doesn't believe in fencing these airplanes off or keeping you away from them. We do ask all the guests not to climb on them or touch them because we do want them to be safe and ready to fly when the pilots come. But if you were to come see it in person, you'd see that the landing gear is in fact incredibly robust. It's one of the features of carrier-borne airplanes that the landing gear is incredibly stout because the force of catching that arrestor wire has been described as something like a controlled crash in a lot of cases during World War II. So the landing gear is very robust. But that's something that you really would have to come see it up close to really appreciate, and see it in a room full of other airplanes to compare what they look like. If you look at what a Zero's landing gear looks like by comparison, what's on the Wildcat's pretty overbuilt.
To elaborate on that, spent a lot of time in J3s. I talk about it all the time because it's very STOL. It's the root of STOL. You have a J3 in there named Glimpy, and the J3 is not a small airplane. There are smaller. But in the context of to see it in that hangar, it looks microscopic. In the shadow. I think last year, I know the PBY is getting worked on right now. It's over at the workshop right now. But last year, it was underneath the wing of the PBY, and I was like, oh, it's a tiny plane. And so that's the other part of it. And then the last comment I'll make, and we went on separate tours, Cam, but. We walked into the Navy side of the museum, and I inhaled, and I said, ooh, and someone else said, smells great in here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that's just a thing. You could tell that planes are working and living still by the aroma of freedom in the hangar, and that was the other thing. Just a little bit of difference.
So you had a Ratatouille moment where you smelled something and it took you back to your childhood or something?
Yeah, boom, back, 100%. So that's it. Don't just come here, folks. You can keep this one if you want. Don't just come here to see the planes. Come here to smell them.
Yes.
So, it's funny you say that because they do have a smell. You can smell when they operate versus when they don't. There's lots of little things our curator, Zach, when we first got the 262 back going, I called him and I said, you want to come out here this afternoon at noon because something incredible is going to happen. We're getting ready to run the airplane for the first time in 10 years. So he hopped in the car, he drove out there, and as he walked across the ramp, he goes, wow, you just don't see them looking like that, because when you see them in other museums, they don't service the struts. They don't need to. So the airplanes
so it sits lower.
Entirely different than they do when they're really going to go fly. So what was amazing about that whole exchange was just how true that is for everything. It goes with the smell, it goes with the stance. Seeing the airplanes that are made ready to fly can transport you back to different times, to make you really think about what you've read and what you've heard about that history and what it was really like to have been there.
Well, I would encourage everyone after the STOL competition. So things are not wrapping up just yet. We have a second heat of the STOL competition. But before that, in just a little bit, there's going to be a paper airplane contest with all the kids and actually some of our competitive pilots here. After that all wraps up, go check out the museum,
absolutely.
Get in there, check out the collection.
It's totally worth it.
Yeah, and if you find one of our blue shirts, one of our 239 or so volunteers, they love to answer questions that folks have about the airplanes. So a lot of them are folks who served, albeit not originally with these airplanes from World War II, but they'll be able to tell you how to become a pilot, what you have to do to get to fly some airplanes like this. It's really a remarkable opportunity to get to see all this stuff up close.
Definitely check it out. The amount of knowledge in everyone's brain here is staggering, and you're going to enjoy your time. Folks, we'll be right back after a few more minutes. We're going to be doing the paper airplane competition here. Keegan, thank you so much for taking the time.
Oh, thank you guys, both of you.
Yeah,
Thanks for the cool display. That was amazing.
We'll thank Mark Ganucci for that. He did a great job.
Just don't tell him I said that he scratched. Okay, back after this, folks.
I'm going to go tell him right now.
What's up, Av Geeks and STOL Freaks? Welcome to Lone Star STOL here in beautiful Sulphur Springs, Texas. It's Luke Spore, everybody, 2019 American Legend Aircraft MOAC. A round of applause for Chuck Olmstead. In the gray and orange MOAC, Brian Shirley, everybody. Give a round of applause for Brian Steck.
It's good. Textbook.
Sub 60 feet on that one. It's an unlimited class. It's what you've been waiting for. That's right, the Beast Mode MOAC, Colin Kaniva.
Oh my goodness gracious. Frank Knapp showing that he deserves to belong here. Whoa, that was legendary.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Military Aviation Museum here in Virginia Beach, Virginia, where we're having a great time doing all sorts of aviation stuff. Heritage STOL 2025. It's an airplane competition, and these kids got real tall. So the pilots that you've seen competing all day today wanted to get in on this action, and so what we're going to do is I'm going to introduce them to you real quickly. It's name and age, and maybe airplane you're flying.
Andy Findlay flying the Kitfox.
Andy Findlay.
Russ Hoppin flying a paper airplane.
Notice they're not saying their age.
Lee Boyd, 72. little yellow Learjet.
Okay, very good, very good.
I'm Boom. I'm very old, and I got an orange airplane.
Okay, orange airplane. There we go.
Matt Dorssom, 56. I fly the number 95 Kitfox.
Okay, and then last but not least,
David Warren, number 67, the Super Cub.
Okay, so we've got the pilots here. They're ready. They've got their new aircraft all configured for flight. Anyone need to do a pre-flight, or are you good to go? Okay, can we do a countdown from the crowd real quick? And kids, by the way, last chance if you want to do this after the adults. So kids, get ready. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh! Okay, wait, let's walk. Whose is this? Oh, we gotta judge it here. Did it hit you? No. It didn't hit Charles, but it is like an inch further. Whose is this? The blue one. Hey, there we go. Are we doing first, second, third? Okay, purple. Wait, is that Mad Dog? It is Mad Dog. Matt Dorssom. What's your secret? Okay, well, we have to find number 3. Oh, thank you. I would have seen it. Was this you, sir? Nice. Here we go. Look at that. All right, I need to know, what's your secret? What's the secret to a good airplane design? We'll go down the line real quick. Matt, what's your secret?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the design I always used when I was in school when I was supposed to be studying.
Okay, really good. Now you've got like some winglets here. Any tips for the kids as they get ready to compete?
No, I was just trying to see what would work, and it seemed to do okay.
Seem to do all right. And where's first? Wait, you're down here, first place. Yeah, look at that. Oh, you got a number 1 on your chest here. And Russ, what's your secret of your design that made it all the way over there?
I learned about aerodynamics in first grade building. No, just lots of paper, lots of stickers.
Any technique?
Just throw it hard.
Throw it hard. All right, let's give it up for our adult pilots. Nice work. Now it's time for our junior league. Come on, line up right here, everybody. Okay, I recognize the hat, but you introduce yourself to everyone. Let us know who you are and how old you are.
I'm Alex, and I'm 8 years old.
Let's give it up for Alex, everybody. 8 years old. Who are you?
I am Grayson, and I am 5 years old.
For Grayson, round of applause for Grayson. Any secrets on your plane? No secrets. Okay. And who are you?
I'm Isabel, and I'm 9 years old.
Let's give it up for Isabel, everybody. Maybe a little bit of an age advantage. We'll find out.
I'm Colin, and I'm 8 years old.
Give it up for Colin. And last but not least.
Hi, my name is Delaney, and I'm 7 years old.
Let's hear it for Delaney, everybody. All right, so let's line up right here. We'll keep everyone's feet on the line. We'll count down again. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go! Ooh. Oh, let's see. Whose was the red one? Nice job. High fives. Next up, second place. Let's take a look. Blue. Oh, wait, none over there, right? Whose was the blue one? Nice. High fives. And then last, purple. Who is purple? Nice. Third place. Let's go. Let's give it up for our paper airplane competitors. Oh, there's some prizes. There's some treats and toys over there back at the merch booth for the kids. Not for you adults. Just for the kids. So that's a lot of fun. A fun way to get involved. Build a paper airplane. We should put up some plans, Karen. We should have some plans for the National STOL official paper airplane. I guess I just made a whole bunch of work for somebody. We'll be back with more STOL flying in just a few minutes.
It's a kind of a different experience buying a Legend Cub because you're buying from the owners of the company. You're going to meet everybody that's going to work with you ahead of time. They're experts at every little facet of it. You pretty much can do as much of the aircraft as you're capable, and they'll kind of hold your hand through the rest of it. So I couldn't recommend it higher than truly a wonderful experience. You show up and you watch how all the fuselages are all TIG welded, and their processes are second to none. They build by far the nicest airplane, lightest componentry, great styling. Ron, their painter, is spectacular. It's not like any other buying experience. You are truly buying into a family. A lot of longtime employees. I'm friends with a lot of the guys that helped build my airplane. Legend Cub owners typically buy an airplane and never sell that airplane. You won't find very many of them used for sale on the market. I think you get a slightly different owner with a Legend Cub. It's not just an airplane to them. It's a piece of art. It's a piece of them. It's custom designed and built for them. Any option you want is available. Hard to get much better than this.
Sarasota was created actually back in the 70s, but we and Bert and Vince, my two partners, they've sold their business to Ryan and Sean, which is my two other partners now. We started around in 1999, 2000. Just had one little spot in this hangar, and we've built it up from there. So we've been here for 23 years now. And then we have 5 facilities now here in the state of Florida. First starts in Tampa, Sarasota. Venice here is our main headquarters, and we have Punta Gorda and then Fort Lauderdale, Lantana. And we have partners in Brazil, South Africa, Greece, Tullahoma, Tennessee, all over the world. We're the largest Garmin dealer in the world, so that's probably what we've been known for. So we do more installs on aircraft, general aviation, anything really under 10,000 pounds than anybody else in the world. So, and we've been that for quite a few years now. We've had it in all of our airplanes. Ever since we started with the Piper Saratoga in the early 2000s. We did the pulse oximeter and CO detector in there. We've upgraded to there. Now we have a Cessna 340 that I was talking to him in Germany last year, and he was like, "Oh, you got to put the cabin altitude thing in the plane." I said, "Well, send it to me." So we put it in there, and it actually is really nice. This aircraft flies above 18,000, 10,000 feet, so up to 23,000 feet the other day. The cabin altitude light comes on the manufacturer's panel, and boom, the CO Guardian comes on and says, "All right, you're above 10,000. Your cabin altitude is above 10,000 feet, so watch out." So it's kind of nice to have that redundancy in the plane. So for a pressurized aircraft, that is so important for me. I get that oxygen mask ready, make sure my oxygen is good.
And folks, we are back at the picturesque Military Aviation Museum in Virginia Beach, Virginia. This is Heritage STOL. My name is Cam Walton, and I'm joined by
Ryan Dembrowski.
Yes, sir. The voice of
that.
National STOL. Yeah, so we just finished the paper airplane competition, and that was very exhilarating.
Adorbs.
It was adorbs. There's lots of comments about how cute it was. We got a lot of comments from last week's paper airplane competition from how cute it was, and it really was awesome. This go around we had some of our competitors join in on the fun. I was talking to David Warren about his design, and I watched it fly. Surprisingly, it caught my attention, and I think he thinks that he actually won because he had the furthest distance because it turned to the right and flew pretty much off the taxiway almost. So
I don't know. I mean, because you got to go forward, right? You're forward, never straight. You got to go the furthest distance. We'll formalize a rule committee. We can get a pilot rule committee together for this.
A paper airplane pilot committee.
I've already committed us to a National STOL official paper airplane design.
Yeah, right?
So if anyone knows how to design a STOL paper airplane, that is, I guess we need your help on that, because I definitely committed to that live on television. So, folks, we're gearing up for the next round of the STOL competition here at Heritage STOL, and it is hot. It is humid, and look at that windsock on top of the control tower there, the old World War II control tower.
Little still.
Not a lot going on with the Wendy's.
Well, there's always something going on at Wendy's. Some spicy nugs.
Maybe tonight.
Yes.
That could be. You and I could go for some spicy nugs tonight after this. Although, honestly, just ice cream.
Yeah,
we
some
could
Frosties.
Do some ice cream tonight.
You get the Frosty, I'll get the fries.
Nice. Do you dip your fries in
the
fries?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
Yes.
So the other thing you're noticing right now is that the runway has flippity-floppitied. So the wind has moved a little bit, flopped to the other direction. It did the same thing around this time yesterday. I'm guessing it has something to do with the ocean.
The ocean near Oceania.
Yeah. So, like, meteorologists in the chat chime in. So that's the other thing you're seeing is that the runway's flip-flopping. Going to be landing and taking off in the other direction. Mike in the chat here, Mike Pinto Trollhow. Oh, I have no idea if I pronounced that right, Mike. But two things he said that I want to point out. He said he would win the paper airplane competition by taking a rock and wrapping it in paper. And just give it a hurl.
I mean, we did have some of those circular fuselage, like paper airplanes last week that were made.
Oh, really? People made, like, the circle ones?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that was cool. I don't know if it actually flew, but we had some designers doing that. So,
okay.
Yeah. I'm going to say that'll work.
That's an idea. The other thing that he said earlier while we were talking to Keegan, he said Ryan is just trying to get a free ride in the J3 low key.
Yes.
Picked up on that, Mike?
I mean, why not?
Picked up on that?
An NE1, not just any J3, not just any L-bird, any grasshopper, a very blue J3. Yeah.
So there's a lot of different paint schemes that J3s have come in, right? And then like L4 for the grasshopper is green, but then the J3 was interesting. From the factory, everyone knows about the yellow with the black stripe. They also made a black one with a yellow stripe.
Yeah, they did.
If it were me and I was restoring a J3, I'd go back to the black with the yellow.
It was very striking. We saw that at Oshkosh a couple years ago. It was in the showcase of vintage aircraft. Over in the vintage section over at Oshkosh at AirVenture. I will say that the one that strikes me the most is the red and white. The white lightning with the red fuselage. That is just, I don't know. I saw one. I saw an American Legend that was painted like that, but then come to find out that was actually something that Piper did as well, and it's just, it looks so good. It's just unconventional.
Yeah, anything that's a little different. I mean, I love the classic yellow with black, but
the millions of yellow.
Let's mix it up. Let's mix it up a little bit.
You get like 5 J3s next to each other. They're all 5 different colors of yellow, different shades of yellow, and then the length of the lightning bolt is always different and placed in minutely different areas.
Well, if you want to get a bunch of J3 nerds amped up, ask them what color of yellow is the correct shade of yellow. That's
American
a whole
champion yellow.
Look at this. We got some live weather now coming in right now on our screens here. 9 knots from 186. So, yeah, big difference. 9 knots is like, I don't know if we actually have 9 knots. Maybe briefly, like maybe, gusting 9.
Yeah, probably.
Like zero, light and variable gusting 9.
I
Something like
would
that.
tend to agree with that. Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to talk about real quick before we get started is tail wheels.
Ooh.
If you're fed up with tail wheel shimmy, maybe you're looking for a sleeker design with the added security of a locking tail wheel. Proudly made in America, Tundra tail wheels delivers exactly what you need. You can join the ranks of countless STOL champions with a capital C, champions who trust Tundra tailwheels. Products now compatible with Leaf Spring T3, Acme Aero, and TK1 suspensions. You can upgrade your aircraft today at tundratailwheel.com. You get to hang out with Josh Richling from Tundra Tailwheel.
Yeah, got to hang out with them last week, but also have spent, I probably have spent a good almost 2 weeks with him collectively this season already.
Wow.
Yeah, I went to go out to his place in Idaho and hang out with him and Paula and Donna, his mom, and Lauren and Emily, and really just got a chance to see that whole homestead and see the operation. Tundra Tailwheel is that if you know Josh, you know he's very analytical. He's very precise in what he does. He's not getting dinged at dinner for constantly buffering, which I think someone got dinged for buffering.
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
Don't know who that guy was.
Maybe sometimes just needs a minute to gather his thoughts.
But yeah, so just going out there and seeing all the CNC parts, all the parts that he is like building himself. I didn't necessarily get to see the CAD drawings, but I got to see the product from those CAD drawings, and he's got just wheels just lined up, and all of the components they're all precisely in the right spots for him to manufacture. And I think what he was telling me, Josh, keep me honest, I think he said that each one of those takes about 8 hours to build by hand.
Really? So like
Yes.
a full day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just one tail wheel. I mean, you'd want that.
You want that type of quality, especially in a locking tail wheel that, you can choose to engage the lock or not. You can have it free castering if you'd like, but yeah, lots of competitors rolling with them, quite literally. I think Dennis Rowe has one. Steve Henry has one. Eddie Sanchez is running Tundra Tail Wheel as well. I mean, they are being used literally by the tippy top of the echelon of STOL pilots in the world.
There's another thing that the tippy top echelon of STOL pilots use.
Ooh, man, let's talk about some Clemens Insurance. Why don't we? The most affordable and best insurance coverage available, maintaining the highest standard of excellence. Tippy top, tip of the spear, keeping you safe. I don't know how a spear keeps you safe. Actually, I do know how a spear keeps
defense.
you safe. It is defense, yes.
Yeah, you need to. The best offense is a good defense, Cam.
100%. Also, good spear, get some good deer meat, maybe.
Oh, jeez. So what was cool about this yesterday in practice, we were talking about Clemens Insurance, talking about Jerry Clemens, his team there, how they will take the time to help you figure out how to get the most for your dollar in terms of your insurance coverage. And someone in the chat, and I already forgot the name, but someone in the chat said, hey, literally, guys, you're not just saying ad copy. This is real. Like, we got better coverage for over $1,000 less from Clemens Insurance.
Yeah.
They were able to increase their coverage for their aircraft and their passion and their aviation dreams for $1,000 less, and we did the math on that. I was like, in the 172, that's like 4 full tanks of gas.
Yeah.
Right now, $1,000.
Saved me. I mean, gave me the opportunity.
That's like 2,000 miles of range.
Yeah. It is. Wow.
No wind. Nerds, don't at me.
I mean, that's a lot of time in the cockpit flying. You definitely
16 hours.
I mean, dude,
with a reserve.
When do you pee?
You don't.
Okay. Just
so
hold it.
thanks to Clemens Insurance for that. Getting things fired up here down at the ramp here. See the Wildcat hanging out.
Yeah.
That was really cool to see.
That was really cool. Gooch did it in with the Wildcat for sure. Some nice steep turns that we saw.
So we're going to throw all the airplanes together in one last heat of STOL. So you're going to see all remaining 5 competitors in one go.
Yep, you can see our pilots walking out right now. There's Matt Dorssom walking out to Mad Dog, followed by David Warren walking out to his Super Cub. Look at those engines turning momentarily.
Matt Dorssom getting ready to go. He's got to throw the
racing jacket on, right?
Yeah.
He's one of the few that is rocking some of that protective gear, making sure that his skin is protected in case of fire, in case of hot heat sources. It is a beautiful Kitfox, especially for the one that you buy in the middle of your PPL training. Like, that's usually something that you're like, all right, cool, I got my private pilot license. Like, I've kind of got a few hours under my belt. I want to do this with my friends. Like, let's look for an airplane. And, like, he basically bought a STOL competition-esque airplane. I don't know what all mods he's done since he acquired it, but that's a STOL-ready airplane that, you know, you land at the airport, it's instantly got ramp appeal because you know that it can land short.
You know, you can say a lot of things about Matt Dorssom, but one thing you can say for sure is he is decisive.
Yes.
Like, I am still waffling on which plane to fly and buy for my aviation dreams.
Yeah. Yeah,
they're
so
like
many.
Pokemon to me. They're like sky cards. Like, I want to catch them all. It's like I want a fast one. I want a slow one.
Yeah.
I want a cheap one. I want an expensive one. I want one I can take the family in.
Yeah.
I want one just for me.
All these are different airplanes. There's not one airplane for all of this. I mean, there are multiple missions. Some airplanes can do multi-mission on the civilian side, if you will, but, I mean, there are lots of tasks, lots of things that you have to do all the things.
I've been thinking a lot. I mean, this is not just because they're a sponsor. Been thinking a lot about Legend.
Yeah.
Like that Nomad, the new Legend Nomad.
Yeah.
It's just not in the cards for me personally right now. But that feels like it would hit most of the boxes.
Yeah. Yep.
Faster STOL plane.
Reliable.
Lower fuel burn.
Turbo for high altitude.
Yeah.
If you're in the mountains and stuff.
Carbon fiber is just cool.
And not only that, but, you know, Trent Palmer's got that aircraft configured in the way that a producer, director, a cinematographer, a camera operator, any camera geek that straps cameras to an airplane would want it rigged out with power going to the wings for GoPros and, well, not GoPros in his case. We're talking about Insta360s in his case. But yeah, I mean, you can do all the things and go back and watch yourself redo them on YouTube later.
Debrief. Yeah, the power for the debrief. I mean, what's interesting, I was just watching my friends Josh and Chelsea.
Aviation 101?
Exactly.
There we go.
They're building a non-STOL airplane. They're building a Sling.
Yes. The high wing, though?
I think they're building the low wing.
Okay,
actually.
okay.
Yeah, and
okay.
they had like a whole hour-long episode on YouTube about stress, about drilling.
Oh, man.
A hole in the ceiling for camera power.
Yeah, Josh.
He's like, I really don't want to do this twice.
Yeah.
It was like measure 100 times.
They're a pretty cool power couple in aviation. I mean, he's awesome cinematographer as well, and she is an A&P. Is she an IA as well?
I think.
I mean, like, just that's the relationship goals. My spouse as the person that works on our airplane. Like, that's cool. That's super cool. Not my spouse. I'm not married. I have an awesome girlfriend who wants an amphib aircraft.
Yeah, you got it figured out, man.
I mean, like, you know, she's super cool with that. She doesn't even know how cool she is, but when we were looking at airplanes and looking at lots and lots of airplanes, and then all of a sudden she goes, I want an airplane like that. I'm like, an amphib? So you can go in the water?
You're done. Bought.
Let's
escrow account filled. Hey, we'll Let's take a little bit here just to reintroduce these pilots to everybody. So taxiing past you right now here in the crowd in Virginia Beach, that was Andrew Findlay in the Kitfox, affectionately known as Kelly Kapowski. Saw his son tearing it out at the paper airplane contest.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Ripping a good one.
Next up, you're going to see taxiing by David Warren. Race number 67, that 1967 Piper PA-18 Super Cub. Lee Boyd, the only one to answer the question about how old he was during the paper airplane.
Very proud.
I'm 72. Look at that. Flying like that at 72, not messing around.
Yeah.
Lee Boyd there. That's race 219 in the 2012 Cub Crafters Carbon Cub, part of the STOL Bandits crew. He's just working his flaps,
Flappy
shining the iridescence at us.
Iridescence.
Matt Dorssom's taxiing by now in that 1995 Kitfox 4. Race number 95, he calls it Mad Dog. Build a lot of paper airplanes. That's the way to win that competition. And last but not least, Dan Donahue in that 1947 Stinson 108. Race number 89. From North Carolina. 150 horsepower Franklin engine on the front of that.
It looks like Dan is going to be first in our heat.
Got to get them all organized. So in the traffic pattern, the way we do this is we have them organized by cruise speed, basically.
Yes.
Or pattern, speeds.
Mm-hmm.
So that everyone's kind of separating in the pattern. Like they're not bunching together as much as possible. Now, there's an Air Boss team, and we should mention them. They're over in the other tent on the left side from the crowd's perspective.
Jerry and Russ.
Mm-hmm. Keeping everybody safe and separated, controlling all of the action, so we really appreciate their help. Really cool dudes.
Yes.
And apparently Russ, a good paper airplane folder and pilot.
Thanks to our air bosses for keeping them lifted and separated.
And here we go. The final heat of National Stols, Heritage Stol 2025, the Stinson, heading leftwards.
Yeah,
Let's
you can
check
see
out
him.
The scores real quick. Go ahead.
You could just see him pushing the nose over, keeping the airspeed up. Was that the aircraft that you were referring to yesterday with the whole, wrong answers only?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. The right answer was trim tab.
Trim
Here's
tab.
Andrew Findlay. Very gracefully off, right around 300 feet.
Yeah. Nice and smooth.
He's currently in 5th place with a combined score of 713. Dan Donahue out in front of him and 4th at 626 combined. Dave Warren now. Best score from the first heat, 370 combined. That's good enough for 3rd place as we head into the afternoon. Oh, nice little breeze. That'll help him get off nice and short a little bit after 200 feet.
Yes. Beautiful sound of that Super Cub.
Lee
Next up.
Boyd. Currently in 1st with a combined score of 244 feet.
Very interesting
That's a nice one.
technique on that takeoff.
Look at that windsock, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see him start to crab once he gets above the tree line. But not quite the static run-up, essentially, that we're used to seeing with Lee Boyd. He was kind of on the go doing it.
Oh, Matt Dorssom off real short. And the windsock situation is blowing my mind right now. Check it out. If you look to the right, there is a
headwind.
Up higher,
Yeah.
a headwind. If you look to our left, there's a tailwind. So they're splitting the difference. Ooh, working for it in the Stinson.
Yes.
And that was a scratch.
Oh, man. I really do appreciate Dan for what he's out here doing, right? He is not scared. And I'm not trying to say that he's not scared to scratch, but he's not scared to commit to trying to hit the line. And if that's a scratch, that's a scratch. But, like, he's getting it dialed in and figured out, especially since he hadn't been with us in almost 2 years of competition.
Yeah, putting in the work.
Yeah. Doing better
Look
than what I would
right
do.
now, here comes Andrew Findlay. He is working for it. Yeah,
right.
check it out. They're flying. They've got a right crosswind, kind of tree level, like about the tree-ish level.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they get down over here, it's switching from a right crosswind to a left crosswind, now a right crosswind, now a left crosswind, and occasionally a tailwind. So it is squirrely.
Yeah, you can see how Daniel set up to taxi. I mean, he's got a tailwind. He's got the elevator pushed forward. All right, David Warren. Good over the line, going to roll it out a little further than what he would like. Maybe he's going to stop. He's not going to stop.
Why does he keep doing that? Probably should have talked to him about that during the paper airplane contest.
Definitely is not happy with what he's seeing for sure. I mean, I think that's got to be part of the equation, but it's been doing so well, and then, you know, you just let little things go. It's almost like math problems. There's always the little ones that get you. Lee Boyd on approach, dancing in the wind, throwing it down right over the line. Head line judge Sean giving the double thumbs up as Iridescence taxis by the booth.
Matt Dorssom is working for it out there.
Yeah, and then he's going to hit that clearing, and he's really going to be working for it for a second. Yeah, there he goes. Oh!
Yeah,
that's
just
a
not
scratch.
enough wind to get him over the line. That is early down for Matt Dorssom. Rowdy. Things are rowdy right now.
Yeah. Very exciting for that first run. Or are we on the second run? Sorry, I guess
We're on run 4 of the competition. Heading into the second of this heat.
There we go. Yeah.
No changes to the podium lineup right now. Lee, Matt, and David in first, second, third, respectively. And it's interesting. Let's check these combined scores. They're actually shorter for some people, longer for others. How's that for being generic? We saw a big improvement by Dan Donahue and Andrew Findlay. David Warren, longer. Lee Boyd, longer. And here's the other thing to talk about. Matt Dorssom on the board with his first run of a combined score of 284, and he's DQ'd since.
Wow. Yeah.
So Matt Dorssom, I think that it's possible he could get out in front of Lee Boyd. He certainly has the airplane for it. They're technically separate classes, right?
Right. Cup class and for Lee Boyd, and then sport class for Matt Dorssom. But yeah. Here we go with the Stinson. Tail up. All right. So just a little over 300 feet. Looking pretty close to, looking closer to 400 than 300 feet, but just getting it up and away. Andrew Findlay on the go.
Last one was about 300 feet he was off. A little bit longer on this one. Less wind on the nose this time. That'll make a 25-foot difference for you for sure. He's going up, 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 looking golden.
Mm-hmm. You can hear that Franklin engine in front of us.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, the Stinson on downwind. David Warren wagging the tail on the Super Cub, getting lifted.
Pulled maybe just a half second too early.
Yep.
Ooh, squirrely over the trees. You see that? You saw it exactly as soon as he hit the tree line. And now we've got a tailwind at the control tower and here. Light. And as I speak, it's changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, rear quartering tailwind right now.
And Lee Boyd is on the go with, man, that looked sub 100 from my vantage point, but I know it's probably a little bit longer. We'll see here in a moment.
111.
111. And Matt Dorssom applying the power to the Yamaha Apex-powered Kitfox 4, yeah.
That's with a tailwind. Both windsocks agree at least that it's garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, especially for Matt, past couple weeks, last weekend at Appalachian Mountain STOL and here at Heritage STOL, it is just, the winds have been very indecisive, for a person that you just labeled as very decisive.
Watch the Stinson now easing it in. Good over the line. Heavy on those binders, breaking it up. Right at the 300-foot mark.
Yeah.
I don't think it could be any more easy than that for them.
Very interested if some of that knocking we're hearing is from the oleos.
Oh, the oleo struts kind of compressing. And
yeah, I'm just wondering if it is. It could be the Franklin. I mean, like, it's a cool engine for sure.
Andrew Findlay now coming in.
Ooh, a little hot.
Little burst of power to keep it straight.
Yep.
So that's counterintuitive, right? But as you slow down, you get less wind over the control surfaces, the rudder and the elevator in particular in landing. And so a little burst of power gives you a little wind over those control surfaces to make them more effective.
The replay showing us that I think that was good. Pretty sure that looked good.
Into the flare now.
Ooh.
Wind just dropped out, nothing there.
Yeah.
Flared and there was nothing.
Nothing.
That one's going to be a scratch.
He's not going to be happy about that one.
No, he's kind of working. I think everyone's really working for it in challenging conditions right now.
Yeah, which is crazy, right? We're talking about less than 10 knots of wind in any direction, and it's challenging. A lot of folks are like, I can fly 10-knot crosswinds all day. Yeah, make it variable, and then come back and holler at me. Yeah, Lee Boyd putting in that work. The rudder is wagging back there. I really like these kind of conditions for watching because it makes the landings just look so work intensive. Like they are just loaded, and you can watch like the tail moving about the longitudinal axis, kind of doing like a rotation around the longitudinal axis.
Watch Matt now. Working for it.
Good over the line.
Okay, back on the board, so to speak.
Okay.
Pretty solid performance from Matt on the takeoffs. That one was not his shortest, though. Shortest was still his first run in the first heat, 284. Now that one was up to 333.
Okay.
Takeoff about the same, but the landing distance about almost 50 feet longer. time for the final run of the day.
Ooh. We get our pilots positioned for that last run. Matt Dorssom just looks so serious in there.
He's getting beat up, dude. He's getting bounced around.
Man, we're going to hear about it later on tonight for sure.
So we got to talk about our friends as we get ready to go here. Our friends at Legend Aircraft. I was talking about how I'm really into their new airplane, but they are also a supporter of the series. Legend Cub continues to be the most coveted American manufactured sport aircraft. You can learn more at legend.aero, legend.aero. Check out the new Legend Nomad. Here comes the Stinson rolling down the street. Very laid back.
Yeah.
He's got his mind on his climb out and his climb out on his mind.
Oh, dude, you totally beat me to it. Laid back.
Andrew Findlay's laying back on that tail wheel right now. Getting ready to go full sport class on this thing. Full Reno, tail up, racing down the runway in the Speedster wing. Look at that big difference between that takeoff and the last one.
Yep.
Shaved maybe 40 feet, we'll find out.
Yeah, we will definitely find out. Oh, yeah. See these turkey vultures over here dancing on a thermal that's crossing the runway right now. So it's going to be some bumpy air for David Warren once he gets below those buzzards.
Right crosswind on the far end of the runway. Near us, it's still a left crosswind.
Yep, it's going to hit a burble here in a moment. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe that thermal has moved over past the tree line. As we have Lee Boyd on the line. Tail instantly up.
Okay.
Yeah.
It took off sooner than I thought it was going to. I think it took off later than he expected it to. Challenging conditions right now here in Virginia Beach. Yeah, Russ Keith in the chat mentioning the air tumbling over those trees making for challenging flying, 100%.
Yes.
Matt Dorssom, sub 175.
Red Baron modeling in the chat. Shout outs to Mr. Bowman, Byron Bowman, one of our STOL pilots.
Stinson now on low approach to the right. Ooh, saving it.
Man.
Saving it, working it.
Yeah.
Whoa, there's a lot of control happening in there.
There's stuff going on.
Did he make it? He made it over. That was an incredibly high workload approach.
Yeah.
That deserves a round of applause for hanging on and flying the airplane.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone made of lesser stuff would have been like, nope, I'm out.
Yep.
Too
Pulled
much.
power.
No thanks.
He's taking it back to the barn.
Here comes Andrew. Smoother situation for him.
Good over the line. A little bouncy.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see what Andrew could do with a non-Speedster Kitfox. Something a little more wing area. I think he could do some real damage.
David Warren.
He's not been happy with his last few runs.
It's because the belly pod's not there. It's got to be.
Not used to being 40 pounds lighter. Okay, kind of Descending now, easing it down.
That was nice.
Stop.
Stoppity.
Stop. Okay.
There we go.
I sound like my kids. Stop it. Okay. He's down and recovered. To the right, Lee Boyd coming in. While he does, want to talk about our friends at Red Tag Art. Go to redtagart.com. You can see innovative and handcrafted art and home goods made from red-tagged aircraft parts. Here's Lee Boyd now.
Yes.
Oh, well done. Oh, he's hot. Oh, I was like, his tail is high. Words. The words were failing me.
No, he was giving us quite a display. I want to say very Brad Crawford-esque.
Yeah.
On there.
Sure.
Yeah.
I see what you're putting down there. Yeah, Brad and Pinedale doing a little dance every time he landed. That guy knows how to modulate the brakes. Okay. Now, Matt Dorssom, low and to your right. Inconsistent today with the scratches, but fairly aggressive. Look, he's working the power. He's got a lot of power.
He's
going
being
to balloon
strategic.
up. Now he's got to descend down, work those shocks.
Oh, yes. Good to go from Sean.
Get on the brakes, Matt.
Yeah.
Get on the brakes, Matt.
No.
Get on the brakes, Matt. Get on the brakes, Matt. Okay.
All right. He can't hear us, I guess.
He knows what he's doing.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That could have been real solid.
That was a really solid landing, and I was hoping he was going to stop.
What's going on with that? Did he think it was a scratch?
Maybe he's like, I flew it to the ground. I'm good.
He might just be like, I am done. We were getting beat up a little bit.
I'm wearing this racing jacket, and it is hot.
Yeah. Time to wrap it up. What a day, though.
Yes.
Dude, we've seen everything. We've had spot landings. We've had paper airplane contests.
We've had Wildcat.
Wildcat. Yeah.
Does that work just like the Tomcat? Tomcat.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. We've had the whole thing. It's been like a real good day, Cam.
It has.
We've had some good flying.
Yeah.
Lee Boyd putting in really good numbers here at the end, and a combined score of 244. Matt Dorssom just behind him, 284. I feel like he could have maybe gotten better.
Yeah.
If he could have gotten better.
Yeah,
in that last one maybe. Anyway, what do
I
know?
Little reserve in the tank.
Thank you so much, Cam, for just an amazing day. Thank you to everyone here at Heritage STOL at the Military Aviation Museum. We've really enjoyed bringing this to you. All the volunteers that make this thing happen. There are so many volunteers. You see them all around in the yellow shirts here. We got Charles back to our right. We got Brennan on our left here, part of the camera crew. We got the Air Bosses off in the distance under their tent who bring this to you. We got a whole broadcast team hiding in the in and on top of the Jeep doing their work there. Ryan, Tom, and ADK, and even more folks that I'm not mentioning there. It has just been a really, really great day here in Virginia Beach. And next up, just in a couple weeks, we're going to be over in Oklahoma.
Yes, doing
Pensacola, Oklahoma, at Patriot Air Park.
Yes, doing it under the serenade of F-35s from Fort Smith.
So from Fort Smith's F-35s to Oceana's F-18s and everything in between, it's been one heck of a weekend, and we're excited to continue the season. So thank you so much to everyone who's watching, including our global audience on the chat. Russ Keith, actually, I'll add this, says, we need an RC class. Yeah, let's do it.
Dude.
National STOL RC, that'd be fun. Any way you could get involved in aviation, I am here for it.
I'm in.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. We really appreciate you. We can't wait to see you in a couple weeks in Oklahoma.
And 1 week in Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, eSTOL. Hit it up. Thanks, guys.